what you need. True crime stories, secrets they'll feed. Say that gossip and political heat. I said what I said, bring to me. Truth comes but we're never late, yeah. Diamond stories, it's our fate. Oh no, but the progress that voices speak. Tune in now, indulge every week. Who's in the spotlight, who took the fall? We got the scoops, we cover it all. From high society to those who recall. I said when I said stories that will sprawl, yeah. Truth turns far, we're never late. Oh, no stone unturned, we're here to relate. Well, once you're led, over to the channel, it's a bubble streak. Subscribe and join the channel every week. Yeah. I join the channel, it's what you need. True crime stories, secrets they'll feed. Say that gossip and political heat. I said what I said, bring to read. Truth comes but we're never late, yeah. Diamond stories, it's our fate. Oh no, but the progress where voices speak. Tune in now, indulge every week. Who's in the spotlight, who took the fall? We got the scoops, we cover it all. From high society to those who recall. I said when I said stories that will sprawl, yeah. Truth turns far, we're never late. Oh, no stone unturned, we're here to relate. Well, once you're led over to the channel, it's a bubble streak. Subscribe and join the channel every week. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. How's everybody doing today? This is I Said What I Said. I hope everybody's having a great Memorial Day. My day been pretty good. I can't complain. Had a few hiccups today that I didn't expect, but hey, that's to be expected, in this journey of life that we're going through. But I hope everybody was able to get some rest and eat some barbecue and enjoy your friends and family. If you do that sort of thing when the holidays come. Um, I kind of opt out from being around everybody today because Friday is my birthday, so I'm gonna see all of them Friday. So I was like, okay, once a week is gonna be good enough for me. And give me 1 second here. I forgot to do one thing. So while I'm talking to y'all, my avatar can move because right now it looked like I'm just sitting here being Megan. So give me a second. Let me bring Megan up and get her started. So when I talk to you guys, the lips can move also. And as you guys can see, I've been kind of playing around with AI a little bit. I'm kind of enjoying it. It is a lot of steps to it. It's not something, you know, easy to get used to because a lot of times when you're messing with AI, it's a lot of apps that you got to activate in order for it to act correctly, as you can see. So now my head is kind of moving, and hopefully you guys can hear me also. Um, uh-oh, here we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I only hit this avatar once, but like I was saying, kind of get you got to kind of get used to AI, and you got to get used to launching all the applications. And so let me just speak to everybody in the chat. And thanks for your patience for waiting on Megan to get. I don't know why I keep calling this avatar Megan, but sometimes she be acting like Megan. Y'all remember that movie, Megan? With that doll, and she was beating every, really she was taking people out. She wasn't beating them up, she was actually taking people out and being very protective of her owner. And so that's what I feel like sometimes when I'm doing this avatar, especially the way her arms move and the way the chair move. I really don't like the way she does that. So um, but it is what it is. I can't control all of it, but I do try to control some of it. And more than likely, I'm gonna find me a new avatar. But I kind of like this one for right now, and I've been kind of just giving it a go and see how it's gonna go. But it's gonna work out for me. And y'all can let me know if y'all like this avatar. If you don't, you can put a 1 in the chat if you like it. And you can put a 2 in the chat if you don't like it. And that way y'all know whether or not Megan gonna get to stay or not. I haven't figured out how to do polls yet, so maybe that's the next thing I'll learn instead of trying to learn AI. How about I just learn how to do what I'm doing right now? And so let me speak to everybody in the chat. And today we're going to talk about the call where Sonya has a dream about her nemesis, Miss Cotton Candy Strawberry. And we're going to talk about the July 11th call when she's all excited about taking Shirley's place. She thinks she's excited anyway. And the call was that's the call that phone calls from prison just did the other night on July the 11th. So we're not gonna do the whole call because I think the whole call is over an hour. So we're gonna just do the first portion of the call, and then we'll do the call where she actually had a dream, and then we'll just go from there. And so let me just speak to all of you guys. Hey, Complicated, thanks for being here today. You said that you're going to be listening while you work. Okay, girl, I got you. Hopefully we can help you through your shift. Hey, Scorpio Mama, thanks for being here tonight. Um, hey, LC, you said you can't stay, but you're dropping in a like. Well, we'll appreciate the like and appreciate you dropping in, LC. Hey, Real, thanks for being here. Hi to you, Cupcake. Thanks for being here. Hey, SBK, thank you for being here in the house tonight. SBK loved to throw roses and hearts. I guess he said he's a lover, not a fighter, and so he's always, he's a very sweet person. I actually be on his panels a lot. We're gonna be doing a men and women's forum on his channel on Sunday. So if you guys want to tune in Sunday night. I think it started 8 o'clock. SBK, put that in the chat if you're still in the chat. What time your panel is going to start? Because I like his panels because a lot of them are about real life. There are a lot of them about most of his panels are about relationships that goes on with men and women. So if you into that type of thing, tune in to SBK because he is a content creator. The name of his channel is SBK, and then he has another channel called Tap In Podcast. And hopefully Shirley C can put his channel in the chat. So if you guys want to tune in Sunday evening, and that's this coming Sunday night, you guys can tune in and listen to everybody on the panel and listen to what he has to say. Okay, so hey to you, champions. Thanks for being here tonight. Hey, Vic to the Veil, my little sis is in the house tonight. Thanks for being here. Champion is saying hi to all of the mods. Hey, Out of the Bushes, thank you for being here tonight. Okay, okay, so it's the June 1st and it's Battle of the Sexes. Okay, SBK. SBK, which channel are we having that on? Is that going to be on your channel or is it going to be on the Tap In Podcast? And I can pull it up right quick. If you'll give me the name of the channel that it's going to be on, and I can actually share it really quickly with everybody, so that Shirley C don't have to try to look it up. Hey, Tasha B, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to skip over your name. How you doing today? It's going to be on the SBK channel. Okay, so let me give me 1 second, guys. Let me pull up SBK's channel, so that you guys, if you want to subscribe to his channel, and give yourself a notification for that Battle of the Sexes show. It's very interesting. And Now, some of those dudes he be having on the show, and SBK know how I feel about him, but um, they his buddies, and he want them on the panel. But some of the stuff I agree with what they say, and some of the stuff I don't agree with what they say. So you take it for what it's worth, and you use it, you view the content however you want to. But yeah, some of those dudes on there, I think they outdated, and I think I don't know what's going on with them, but some of them kind of Kevin Samuelish per se. But a lot of the dudes on there is going to be real talk, and you'll be able to relate to what they're saying also. So everybody that's going to be on the panel is not going to be that way, but it's definitely going to be a variety, and it's not going to just be men. It's going to be men and women, and I hope Miss Boogie Down come in the chat so that I can remind her because she actually subscribed to the channel also. So I can remind her that he's going to have that show on Sunday. And I don't know why YouTube is not putting this thing in alphabetical order. I don't know why they have him on the bottom here. But hold on one second, guys. Let me get his channel. Let me put his link in the chat for you guys. Because he actually have two channels that he's associated with. He do one with another content creator called her name is Miss E. And so, okay, so you found it, Shirley C. Oh, okay, thank you, Shirley. I appreciate that. So I don't, I did all that, and I don't have to put it in the chat. But he said, yeah, they're very opinionated. Yes, they are, SBK. You know your boys. You know how they be acting over there. You know how y'all be doing. So, and I also get them straight too, though. Okay. And so I don't let them just get away with anything over there. I'll be over there trying to hold it down for the sisters and for the women down there, over there on the channel. But like I said, it's a very interesting show that he has, and I do like it. He normally come on Friday night and on Sunday night, so he do like content twice a week. And like I said, the other channel is called Tap In Podcast that he do with Miss E, and I think I put that on my community wall. I know I did. Because I did shout out some channel names on my community wall. So the Tap In Podcast will be on my community wall. If you guys want to tune in to that show also. And so I don't think anybody else has come in. So, but yeah, I was saying that we're going to do the call with Sonya having her dream. And I don't know about Sonya, let me just say this. I don't know if Shirley just be in her head, live in her head rent free, or if she actually had a dream about, and if she is living in her head rent free. So sometimes the last thought that you have on your mind, sometimes that's what you'll dream about, right? And so she's explaining to Buckwheat that she actually have a dream about his wife, and I kind of question it, because I don't hardly believe in nothing that homegirl be saying, right? Y'all know I be like, I think that's a lie. I don't think it's true. Because a lot of times Sonya just be capping, okay? And we all know she be capping. We all know she be lying. And we all know it's a lot of fluff sometimes when it comes to her. Hey, Jim Chick, thanks for coming in tonight. How you doing today? But she swears she had a dream, and she's gonna tell Buckwheat about this dream, and he not really responding that much. And I feel like a lot of times she be telling him stuff just so that he can respond. And a lot of times I just don't think she get the response that she's looking for. And then we're gonna talk about the call on July the 11th. Same thing. A lot of things that she's telling him, in my opinion, is just really to just get a response out of him. That's the way I feel about it. And so we'll listen to the call, and I'll stop her. Vicky say, yeah, Shirley lived rent free in her head, and she's essentially was testing Nesto to see if he cared. See, Vicky, me and you thinking of the same. We're thinking along the same lines, because I feel the same way. I feel a lot of this stuff that she be telling him, it's all just to, just to see what he's going to say, just to get a reaction out of him. And that's just my opinion about it. And so let me go ahead and cue this call up. Well, why is this not banning now? Hold on a second. I don't know why the banner not banning. Hold on. It should be scrolled across there, not coming just posted up there. So hold on a sec here. And that's really what I get from working in two systems. Sometimes I work in StreamYard and sometimes I work in Restream. So that's really kind of user error when it comes to some of this stuff because I'll be flip flopping back on both of these systems. And so at the end of the day, it's kind of my fault. And so, hey, ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun. Thanks for being here this evening. And so, yeah, so me and Vicky thinking the same thing. A lot of it is just response, and I'm pretty sure you guys are thinking the same thing also. But let's hear about her little dream she had about Miss Strawberry. And I don't know why it's so important for her to, even if she did have a dream about homegirl, I don't know why it was so important for her to tell him. But nevertheless, it is Sonya. So we'll go with the flow. We'll go with what she's saying, and she has to do what she has to do, and whatever type of attention um, that she can get from him, I guess it's worth it. So. Champion say, right, I said what I said about AI, too much movement in the chair, plus the shirt is too busy. Well, I'll tell you what, Champion, I had this, I did a show the other night with I have two other people that I'm collaborating with, and we're doing politics. It's called OTR. I don't know if I think you're I think you were in that chat when we did the show about politics, right? And you'll notice I had a brown shirt on. And so when we got offline, we started messing with this avatar. And then, so the one with the brown shirt just started going all out of control. So I had to go back to this busy shirt. And so once I get my other shirt back together, then I'll try to change the shirt, champions, because it's kind of like the Facebook avatar. You do have different sets of clothes that you can put on. I don't like uh, the selection that they have, but this is really the best shirt that I could find that really suited my taste. Hey, Vivian, thank you for being here tonight. But yeah, um, so let me just go ahead and cue Sonya up, and let's get her together here. Um, about her dream that she's having about Buckwheat's wife. Okay, now make that make sense. Okay, so here we go.
Please hold. Hello, this is a prepaid call from
Julio.
an inmate at the Cobb County Adult Detention Facility. To accept this call, press 0. Your current balance is $6.32. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Yeah, I don't know where the comments are. They're not here today this time.
Hey, Julio.
Good. How are you? You get some good rest?
Mm-hmm. How are you?
Just waking up. I'm going to go back to sleep when I can.
You go back to sleep when you can?
Now I'm going back to
Do you
sleep.
sleep good?
I'm trying to.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Just trying to sleep.
Is it loud? Is it cold? Is it your mind?
No, that's cold.
It's cold.
Yeah, you got the AC blowing.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And you're on the top bunk, right?
I'm on the bottom bunk.
Okay. That should protect you a little bit. Hmm?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, what's your day looking like today?
I'm just picking Katie up, taking her to this, to the local apartment so she can go to this party.
Oh,
Yeah, because I have school in the next 2 weeks. I have school.
damn, they going to school that quick?
Again, right? She's going to be a 10th grader.
Damn.
Now, listen. If both of them are so sleepy, why are they on the phone? Why come somebody can't have some common sense and say, hey, I'm still a little sleepy right now. I know my voice don't sound right. So how about you call me back, give me about an hour or two to get my rest out. And I don't know how much time you need, But for right now, I need a couple hours. So call me back, in a couple hours, and that way we'll both be alert. We both can understand each other, and we both can sound happy about talking to each other instead of just sitting here talking on the phone, sleep like zombies, both of them.
That shit going by
It
quick.
goes fast. Right. It goes fast. Right. Because he's been in there since the whole time she was in ninth grade.
Damn.
Now she's 10th grader.
Shit. By the time I got it, she gonna be graduating.
Shut up. No, don't say that.
Shit. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I had the weirdest dream. Oh my God, it's so crazy.
What was it crazy?
It was weird because it was me, you, and her in the dream. Me, you, and Shirley was in the dream.
Oh, okay. What, you was cussing out? You was cussing
No, it
out?
wasn't like, no, it wasn't like nobody was mad. It was like me and you was hanging out, and then she came home, and he tried to hide me.
Oh. I ain't gonna be none of that. Ain't none of that going on. Ain't no hide.
Right.
Yeah.
What y'all think that mean? He said it ain't it ain't none of that. Ain't none of that going on. Ain't gonna be no hiding. So what that's supposed to mean? He can just bring whoever he want to home and surely gonna go for it and ain't nothing gonna be said. That's the inference that I'm getting. And so Tasha says, is it just me or does Nesto always sound drunk? Yeah, he always sound drunk and like he got some cotton candy in his mouth or something else in his mouth. But what y'all think about this comment with him saying that no, ain't gonna be no hiding, ain't gonna be no hiding. So in other words, if I got somebody at home and she come home and it's another woman there, then what I'm taking is I can do what I want to do and she don't really care. I don't understand that one. And Jim Chick say, what reason would she have to cuss Shirley out? I have no idea, Jim Chick, because that woman haven't said not two words to her. So I don't see any reason why she need to be cussing Shirley out. But tell me what y'all think about this comment he's making. I was baffled when I heard him say that. Well, not baffled, but my ears perked up a little bit. And he'd be like, no, ain't gonna be no hiding. Like I can bring whoever I want to bring home. She ain't gonna say nothing to me. And no fun say if he thought that she was cussing her out, he should have said, Did you get your ass whooped?" And Shirley C say, I think he's saying he don't care what Shirley Strawberry say. Yeah, unfortunately, Shirley C, I'm thinking the same thing. And maybe he's saying it ain't gonna be none of that. Maybe he's saying that ain't nobody gonna be cussing nobody out. Maybe I'm getting the point wrong. I don't know. And Tasha say at this point Shirley had cut him off, so they were mad. These two really believe Shirley should have stood by him. Well, of course, we all know that. Hey, Alice, thank you for being here this evening. And Alice is just speaking to everybody. So, y'all, am I getting the wrong impression? Is he saying that Shirley don't care who he bring home, or is he saying no? It's not gonna be no cussing. It's no need for you to be. It's no need for nobody to be cursing anybody out because maybe I'm misinterpreting it, and I could be. So I don't really know. But the way I'm taking this is if he's saying that he can bring home whoever he want to bring home, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it, or like Shirley C saying. I don't care about what she's saying. She don't tell me what to do. I don't know which one it is. Y'all put it in the chat and let me know what you think about that.
And then I popped up anyway.
Oh.
And she just started talking to me all normally. And I was like, you hungry, girl? Let's go get some food. I'm looking like, huh?
Yeah.
But it wasn't a, argumentative type of thing. It was just everybody was.
What made you dream something like that? What was on your mind?
I don't know. Okay? I don't know. But it was cool.
Okay.
And then I ended up running into some friends, and somehow I was with Tamara. We were in the hood. You don't have to talk about the hood. So man was in the hood. I don't know. It was all over the place. But it wasn't a bad dream. It was just a weird dream.
Yeah, that's how it be. All over the place.
It's about right. Thoughts from everywhere. It's crazy. When I woke up in the middle of the night, almost had an anxiety attack.
About what?
Lost my stuff. I don't know, because my hair is down. So I shouldn't have been like panicking about anything, but I got past it before it even happened. I felt it coming on, and then I just was like, I walked a little bit around, and then I laid back down and went to sleep. It was cool. I got over it.
Okay. That's good. I'm glad you
I don't
got
want
it.
to ever be medicated for it, so I just be like trying to see how I could just fight it myself. I don't want to be on medication for shit.
Like me, huh?
We don't get you off that. We ain't worried about that. It's always a natural remedy to everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we don't get you off of that. Because, your medicine, when you took it a while back ago, it was probably okay, but now they putting all kind of shit in everything to make everybody stay sick and dependent on medicine, because that's how they stay rich, to keep you dependent on the medicine.
Don't y'all listen to Sonya. If y'all doctor tell y'all to take your high blood pressure medication, take y'all medication. We know she's a conspiracy theorist, and so in her work mind, everything is a conspiracy. And sometimes they do over medicate you, and sometimes, especially with blood pressure medication, you do have to get that worked out. But sometimes some people need that. Some people are really sick. Some people really do have diabetes. Some people, have different ailments, and sometimes you got to take your medicine, including myself. I don't take the amount of dosage that they want me to take, but I do take it because if I don't, trust me, I'm going to be in the hospital. So don't listen to her about her conspiracy theories. And Scorpio Mama says she must want to be with him. She do, because Scorpio Mama, keep in mind, this is July of 2023, about 2 weeks after Shirley. I think this is about 2 weeks after the ultimatum call, when Shirley told him, when Shirley was getting fly with him and she was actually done with him. And so maybe he's trying to sleep his problems away, because he's sad because his woman just left him. Okay. So at the end of the day, maybe that's why come he ain't got no in his voice, because one of his player cards been taken away from him. Okay. He don't have two good players on the team no more. He only got one player right now. And so maybe that's what the problem is. I don't know what time of day it is when they're making this call, but normally he's up pretty early and he stays up pretty late. So I'm inclined to believe he's a little depressed and he's a little sad because the thrill is gone. And yeah, Vicky, it's 2 weeks after. That's what I was thinking. It was 2 weeks after Shirley shot him some deuces. Okay, so now he needs to sleep his time away. So Shirley say now that Shirley Strawberry is gone, he's trying to put some big pants on, throwing shade. Of course he is. Because if she would have gave him that ultimatum call, I don't think he would have made that statement about, nah, ain't gonna be none of that. I don't think that statement would have been made. And Scorpio Mama say it was a wet dream, of course. And she trying to clean it up, Scorpio Mama. And Jim Chick say he probably just talking like he got it like that. He ain't got it like that, Jim Chick. This 2 weeks after Shirley gave him the ultimatum call, because remember, he was playing like he was fun to come on. Remember, he was all happy and hype and telling Shirley the folks finna let him out, and he need to know if he gonna be married, and he need to know if he gonna have a wife, and he need to know where him and his wife gonna be, and if he can give her address out. He was all fly with Shirley on that day. And really Shirley was kind of mad because he had Dre to call Shirley and to put the call through, because Shirley really had stopped taking his calls at this point. Like up until this point, I think Shirley she took a call like in February, and I think she took one in April, and then she took a couple of calls in June, and then she shot him some deuces in June. At the end of June, she was done at that point. So Champion said maybe he's saying and thinking that he's not going to be in a serious relationship with no one when he get out. I beg to differ, Champion. He got to have somebody, because remember, he can't function without a woman. So he got to have somebody to help him make these executive scamming decisions that he got to make. Okay. Somebody got to help him do these scams. Because keep in mind, remember, he's keeping up with the financial market while he's locked up. He's keeping up with how much money still circulating around the Atlanta area. He keeps up with the stock market, and he keeps alluding to the fact that it's so much more, it's a lot of money out there that Dion and Lamont could be making, but they're not taking heed to what he's saying. They're not taking his hints. But he's definitely keeping up with the financial market. He's pocket watching everybody, and he want to make sure that the economy stay thriving. And Shirley C say Side wants to be the important one. She want him to come to her rescue. She really want him to say, "Don't worry about it. I'm gonna be with you." And he never give her the conversation that she want. And like I said, I don't even think she had no dream about Shirley. I think she just tried to get a response out of him to see what he's gonna say about it, in my opinion. Alice say, just do the opposite of what Sonya say, and you should be fine. That part, Alice. Jim Chick say, who would take medical advice from her? I know I'm not. I won't take medical, financial, everyday, social. I wouldn't take no type of advice from this lady, none whatsoever, because like Tasha B say, I think the lady needs some help. And Vicky said, this is the 2 weeks after Shirley's last conversation with him. Yeah, that's what I was figuring, Vicky. And Alice said, Nesto has been on his way home for almost 3 years. Yeah, and the hard part about it, Alice, in his mind, he's still thinking about going home on bond, even though he ain't got no bond money. And I don't know who's going to pay it, but he's still thinking about it, though. Don't get me wrong. He still got that on his mind. You can rest assured of that. And Shelley say, he wanted to know if Shirley Strawberry was going to stay with him if he was walking around in a wheelchair with one leg off. Yeah. Hey, Al, thanks for being here this evening. Happy Memorial Day to you guys, and happy Memorial Day to everybody that came into the chat that didn't hear me in the beginning of the call. So in the phone, when the rabbits got the gun, say he thought he could get back. He thought he could get her back. He told Dre that he could get her back. Yeah, and he's still thinking that right now today. He's still thinking that all he have to do is get out and have that dream conversation with her, and that he can convince this lady to get back with him after all that he's put her through, and after all the embarrassment and talking to this lady, and and spending all her money, having her all homeless, and having all her possessions taken away, and her dignity, and almost lost her job messing around with her with her livelihood, living with friends and having the internet talk about her. So I would hope that she wouldn't get back with him. I hope, she'd be done with him no matter if he was free or not. I would hope she shoot him some deuces all the way, and not even, I hope she got his number blocked at the end of the day. And I bet you he probably don't even have a number. He would have to get a brand new phone, because we all know he's been in jail for 3 years. And after 3 months, everybody turned your service off. And if Shirley had the bill, if Shirley was paying the bill, which I'm pretty sure she was, I'm like 99.99% sure that she was paying his iPhone bill. So I'm sure she probably cut that off also, especially after she shot him some deuces. Now, after he stayed in jail or whatever, she could have possibly turned his phone off a long time ago. After she saw that he wasn't going to be getting out. I know I would have turned it off. Ain't no point in you paying that bill. And, remember when he was telling her to go ahead and get rid of all the insurance and stuff. So she could have possibly turned it off when he was giving her that information about taking insurance off the cars, to try to reduce her bills. And so Vicky saying he was still thinking that he could get Shirley back because, and I guess you're, that maybe you had something else to say. And 2 years later, right, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. At that point, it's 2 years later. But we're working on year 3 at this point. Jim Chick say, I'm not taking no advice from a person who doesn't have a primary care provider. Exactly. There's a word for that. It's called delusional. Exactly. And both of them are delusional. He delusional and she is too, Alice. And Vicky said he was thinking he could get Shirley because he's forgiven, because she's a forgiving Christian and isn't Christian, isn't not like, wait a minute. He was thinking he could get Shirley back, get Shirley because he was a forgiving Christian, and is not Christian like to forgive. Isn't it like Christian like to forgive? Yeah. But even a Christian get tired, just because a person is a Christian don't mean they're gonna be your footstool. Don't mean they're gonna just allow you to walk all over them. He was getting phone numbers from the Metro PCS girls, yeah, but they probably don't have no money. I'm pretty sure every phone that he had is disconnected at this point. And ain't no phone when the rabbits got the gun say it probably was a government. He had an Obama phone. You remember he had 2 or 3 iPhones, ain't no phone, but one of them could have been an Obama phone. Knowing him, he loved to rig the system, so he probably had one of them too. And because I meant to say he's not a Christian. He's not a Christian, like not he's I meant to say he's not a Christian, like not forgive. Well, I understand what you're trying to say. And you're trying to say that because Shirley is a Christian, he think that she's going to be able to forgive him because she's a Christian. And he's not one, but he still think he should get the Christian uh, perks. Let's put it that way. And so Vicky say he says she's not supposed to get tired. Right. And even a dog get tired, okay? And Champion said, yeah, Bonnetail added physician assistant to her imaginary resume. That is funny.
And cause other problems to put you on more medicine. It's crazy.
Okay. All right.
Oh, my neck.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah. I was in a bad dream. It was
All right.
okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, love. Well, you have a wonderful day. I'll call you later then. Get it up and enjoy
We'll
yourself.
film this later.
Whatever you like me to call you, whenever you start moving around.
Y'all should have said that 5 minutes
I'll
ago.
be at her house. She said something about 2, 3, 6. I don't know what of them. It don't matter. Just call me.
All right. I will
Whenever
do.
you want to call me.
All right. So, you get your wash your hair there? Oh, yeah, it's down.
I washed my hair yesterday around 2 o'clock I washed my hair.
Oh, this morning? Oh, yesterday?
2 o'clock yesterday.
Here we go with this
I
hair.
washed it. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was, I guess I'm getting used to it. Your mom of it.
That shit gonna be super long by the time I get here. Are you okay?
It'll be super long by Christmas.
Oh. Okay. Are you gonna still let it grow? I thought you gonna cut it.
Just let it grow. Okay. It's either let it grow long or it's got to be super short. Because in between is just a lot of work.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So I just don't want it to be a lot of work.
Well, just let it grow on out then.
I'm just going to let it grow. Yeah. Just going to let it grow.
Buckwheat, she can have some super long hair.
Let
Let me stop them. Buckwheat, she can have super long hair today if she want to. All she gotta do is go to the store because that's what she's doing anyway. She adding those pieces in. And I don't know why every conversation got to be about her hair. And I think she got an infatuation with washing her hair. This has been a whole conversation about her washing her hair, about how long her hair is. And I've never seen a man and a woman sit and have a whole discussion about a woman's hair. Unless you get your hair fixed, most of the time your man is gonna say, "Well, I like your hair look nice today." If you went to the beauty shop. Other than that, do y'all men tell y'all about y'all hair every 5? Do you and your man have a conversation about your hair like that? Can y'all put that in the chat if y'all married and y'all have a spouse, or if y'all just have a significant other, somebody that you're dealing with? Can you put it in the chat if you and your significant other is having these conversations about your hair and your looks and asking you when you're gonna wash your hair, as if it make a big difference or not. And I don't know what the infatuation is with the water in the hair in the conversation. See, that leads me to believe that both of them have a touch of autism. That's what that leads me to believe. Okay, because people with autism, and there's no shade to people with autism, because we all know my granddaughter have autism. But one thing she does do is repetitious things, and this is the way that they sound to me. They sound like they have a touch of autism, in my opinion. Vicky say people are probably still texting those old numbers asking where their money is. I'm pretty sure they are, Vicky. She has a loaded resume, more jobs than a Jamaican on a living on a living color. I know. She's a she has a jack of all trades and a master of none. Only thing she mastering in my opinion, is I'm gonna do it on Monday, or I'm getting ready to do it on Monday. That's the only thing she can, that's the only thing I feel like she masters in. Oh, and she masters in going to sleep. She sleep a lot. And so Real said he refused to admit he did something wrong. So how can she forgive him? Right. And I don't think she gonna forgive him. I don't even think Shirley even care if she forgive him or not. I think Shirley really have moved on from this dude. And I don't think she even at first she really wanted a closure. She wanted to have a conversation with him when she really didn't understand. But I'm inclined to believe Cotton Candy listen to these calls like we are. Okay, Real. And I'm inclined to believe if she's not listening to him, somebody in her orbit is listening to him, and they're reporting back to her, and they're letting her know what's what. And so, hey, Jackson Tabasco, thank you for being here this evening. And Vicky say, girl, shave your head. May as well. Even if, she's Becky with the good hair, Vicky, so she can shave her head, and by Christmas her hair will be on her shoulders anyway. So I think you got her mixed up with somebody else. Hey, Nesto Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame, how you doing this evening, sis? And so, but yeah, I just have never heard anybody having this type of conversation with their significant other. Scorpio Mama said he must love hair. I don't even think he care about hair like that, Scorpio Mama. It was her in the beginning having all these conversations about her hair. So you know how he is. He's a sponge, and he does what he talked to you. Um, he have the conversation that he feel like is going to appease you. So he know that makes her happy. So that's why he's asking about her hair. He really could care less, in my opinion. You know. But he got to keep them zoom zooms and wham whams on board. So whatever it takes to keep her happy. And Scorpio Mama say, hell no, her and her man don't talk about her hair like that. Hey, Jay Blake. Jay Blake say never. Her and her significant other don't have a conversation about her hair. Jackson Tobacco say nope. He bet not even try to talk to me about my hair like that. Right. I would look at him like something wrong with him if he started having that in depth of a conversation about my hair. He would really give me some type of complex, like, do you not like my hair? Is something going on with my hair? And Tasha B said he would tell me it looked nice, nothing past that. And that's what most men do, Tasha B. Most men don't focus on your hair like that. And they sure don't focus on the day that you're going to wash it. And they no fun when the rabbits got the gun and say he should wash her behind and his own too, Rabbit. Don't forget about him. Remember, Shirley said he smelled like outside. So I'm just saying. Vicky say most husbands and boyfriends pay to get it done, and then they pay to mess it up, and then they pay to get it done again all over again. That's right, Vicky. Now that's real talk right there. Alice say nope. That may be a jailhouse thing. I've never heard anybody else in jail. We listen to Wade calls, and Wade ain't never asked his girlfriends when they was gonna wash their hair. Alice, I listened to Alice Murdoch calls, and Alice didn't never ask Buster when he was washing his hair, or his brother, or his sister-in-law, or his niece. He never asked them about their hair. So I don't think it's just a jailhouse thing. I think it's their thing. And Scorpio Mom said we don't even talk about the hair down there, right? And Jill Chick say, my husband does not ask me any questions about my hair other than it look nice. Right. Okay, Jackson just speaking to Nestos. Vicky say, didn't I tell you that they were autistic? Thank you for finally seeing it. Vicky, you are absolutely right. I do see the light, sis. I see the light. So yeah, the way that they talk and with the repetition of the conversations, yeah, I'm inclined to believe the same thing, Vic. Real say I never have been with a man that we discuss my hair every day. Right? Me either. Real, never ever. And Vivian said, no, my husband just say he like my hair. This conversation is straight. Right. It's straight crazy. And Cupcake say, hell no. Nesto and Sonya don't know anything about each other, so their conversation is limited. Oh, okay. Is that what it is, Cupcake? Well, they've had enough time to get to know each other, Cupcake. Look like they have something else to talk about. Good God Almighty. And ain't no phone. The reps got the gun say, I think Shirley is done. I think so too. And Tasha B say, Shirley and Debbie listen to these calls while sipping fine wine and laid back in her new G-Wagon. Or if they're not on her couch eating bonbons and drinking their wine and eating cheese and crackers. Okay? And Nestos say, thank you for thinking of me, Jackson. And let's see. They're just speaking of Nestos. And Jim Chick say she's speaking to Nestos also. Out of the bush, she says, mine's just tell me what he likes, right? And most men do. Like I said, okay, here's a man. I forgot Al was in the chat. Al, I'm about to call you out, bro. Say, Al, do you go around telling your woman if you have a significant other, or when you had a significant other, did y'all discuss her hair like that? Was you giving her compliments about her hair? Were you keeping her hair washing schedules, or so? Are we just wrong about that, Al? Or can you enlighten us about the conversation about the hair that you've had with your significant other? Inquiry minds want to know, especially this one. Okay. Hey, cross country cruiser. You say, hi, all. I'm late. I'll hit the replay after the live ends. I'm preparing for an outpatient surgery tomorrow. I appreciate your prayers. Oh, we are praying for you, cross country cruisers. Sorry that you're having to have surgery, but I'll definitely keep you in my prayers. And I wish you good luck on that surgery, ma'am. Sure do. Really, I don't have to wish. I'm going to pray for you, so I know you're going to be okay. I'm going to just put that in the atmosphere. So Vicky say, when I had my hair short, my man would compliment me and had his preferences. And then I didn't feel like doing it. He coughed up some money, and he's coughing up money to get it done. Now he likes it. That part, Vicky. Hey, Tanya B. She say, not bonbons. Oh, yeah, they drinking wine and eating bonbons, baby. Sitting back, listening to these calls, probably spitting out wine and laughing, especially if they listen to the commentary to crazy people like me and Lady T-Bug. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if my channel big enough for them to hear it or not. But if they listen to Lady T-Bug channel, they laughing, and some of these other content creators, because everybody covering the story is funny as all outdoors. And that's stuff say, my husband would compliment my hair or ask me if I want to cut it from time to time when he cut his. Other than that, it's a no. That is funny. That's those. Somebody asked you if you want to cut yours too. So people, Jackson just praying for you, cross country cruiser, and Alice. Okay, Tanya speaking. Oh, Al say I am a woman. My bad, Al. My bad. Sorry about that. And Jim Chick is sending prayers to cross country cruiser, and we all are praying for you, sis. Vic is sending prayers. Yep, she's gonna be just fine. And Tasha B said, cross country cruiser, you're gonna be just fine. And she said prayers are going up. And Vicky said Mississippi Monica is definitely listening. I bet you Steve and Marjorie listening also. What y'all bet? I bet you Marjorie and Steve is listening to this. And everybody else that's on the team at the radio station. Victor DeVille said, I hope Shirley has come to terms where she can laugh at this fool she was married to. Sometimes you have to just accept when you've been foolish. Exactly, Vicky. Sometimes you got to laugh at yourself. And it's been 3 years, so she's had time to heal. I'm not saying she may be healed 100% because a lot of times, with divorce, sometimes that can take some time. And Lord knows, I know. Sometimes it can take some time for you to get over a person when you've been married to him, especially for a long period of time. She was married to him almost 10 years. So she's not going to just get over that in one day. But it's been 3 years without him being around her. So I'm pretty sure every day, and only time heal your heart, And so it's been some time. She's had some healing time. Trust me when I tell you that. Well, she's probably not even thinking about it at this point. And the only reason why she would have it on her mind is because he actually haven't went to court yet. So that means he's still innocent until proven guilty. So she's probably still just waiting, waiting to see how court is gonna go like the rest of us. So until that is final, she really can't just put him out of her mind because the saga is still going on. But as far as her thinking about him as being a spouse on an everyday basis, yeah, baby, she done with that. She don't have to worry about that no more. I'm pretty sure time has healed that portion of it. Okay. And Tasha said they are a notification gang and get a kick out of the YouTube streets roasting little scooter. Exactly. They get their notifications like everybody else is. And Cross Country Cruiser says she received it all and thank everyone for your prayers. And Champion say don't do too much during your aftercare. That's right. And we do, and you know how we do. Can't sit still, smile. Yeah, we always try to get up before it's time to get up. So definitely take the time to heal, Cross Country Cruiser. And ain't no fun when Rebbe's got the gun. Say nephew Tommy calls him Alfredo and do. Hey, Selena. Thanks for being in the chat today, sis. I was on Selena's chat last night, you guys. And you guys, and Alice is a content creator also. So Alice and Selena, Alice have an inspirational channel that you guys can join. And you guys have heard me talk about Alice's channel before. But Selena is about women empowerment. She has a nice channel. I was on her panel last night, and it was a great show. And so, Alice, if you can put her channel in the chat along with yours for me, that'll be fine. That'll be fine, so people can subscribe to Selena if they want to hear some different content, and consider subscribing to them. But definitely check her content out, guys. And Jay Blake, I hope you're having a good. I hope Jay Blake and everybody else that came in. I hope you guys are having a great Memorial Day, and hopefully you guys were able to take the day off for a change. I love it when people get to take off of their black government job. That really warms my heart when you guys get a day off, because it used to warm my heart when I got a day off. If I wasn't greedy and worked the overtime, which in a lot of cases I did. And Nesto say Shirley was sincerely married. Nesto wasn't married, right? Because he was married to 4 or 5 people at one time. You read about that, Nestos, at all? But I think she is healed and still healing from some things. Yeah, Nestos, like I said, when you get a divorce, you don't just get over divorce in one day. Even if it's not a divorce, even if you've been in a long-term relationship and you've been with somebody, I say probably 3 years plus, you don't just get that person just because you've made the decision to move on. That doesn't mean that your heart has moving on. It doesn't mean that you've actually gotten over that person, although you've made that choice to not be with that person. A lot of times, sometimes the feelings can linger on, especially, if y'all had a lot of good times, and for whatever reason, the relationships just didn't work out. So, sometimes that can be a stumbling block, and sometimes that can be hard to get over. I remember the first time I got a divorce, I'm gonna just be honest with you. It took me probably about 4 or 5 years to get over my husband, because he really was a good man. He just had some other qualities I didn't agree with and didn't like. And he didn't seem like he was going to change. So I had to exit the stage. But we did have a lot of good times, and it did take me a long time to get over that. And don't put no children in the mix, because I had a daughter by him, and so, and that's one good thing that Shirley don't have to worry about. None of her daughter is not by him, so she don't have to be bothered with him in that sense, of that nature. And even when you get a divorce, if you have children by another person, if you have children by that person, hey, listen, they may be at the birthday party. You may have to go to the wedding with them. Whatever's going on with your kid's life, and it's a significance, and they want their other parent there, baby, you're gonna have to run into that parent. And that's happening to me even today. So it's like when you have a child with somebody, you never really get to break away fully because of the kid and whatever your child have going on in their life. A lot of times you guys are still going to run into each other, fortunately or unfortunately. So Shelley C say, if Shirley Strawberry wasn't busy, she probably would think about the situation more. There are a lot of other events coming up, and she's all right. And work is one good way of getting rid of getting over somebody. Okay. Um, X complicated say, God got you, cross country cruiser. And so Vicky is putting the chat, Alice channel in the chat, and Selena's Vicky put Selena's channel in the chat also, you guys. You're welcome, Selena. I really did enjoy your channel and your panel. And just like you know, if it's a good content creator, I'm definitely gonna shout them out. And Vicky say, I got off work early and spent some time with my globe-trotting mama mother. Well, that's good. So you didn't have to work a whole day, Vicky. So that's cool. I would have worked the double time, but I wanted to see my mama and just be in her presence. That's right. Child, spend as much time as you can with your mother, okay? Hello, Foxy2, Roxy3. You say, hello, Queen, and I'm sorry I was late. Oh, it's okay. I just only did one call, Foxy2, Roxy3. And guys, this is another content creator. She covers politics. And this is my partner in crime that I was doing the political show with the other night. And we're going to be focused on Harvey because Harvey has a little Tiffany 2.0, and he's not, it's a male versus a female. But baby, let me tell you, he got the shenanigans going on. Same type of little situation. They only got 20,000 people in their town, but the mayor is getting paid. What was that, Foxy? 3 or 4 times the salary of what the people are. I think I know his salary is over $100,000, and it's only 20,000 people in that city. So Foxy and Foxy2, Roxy3, she and I are going to be covering that along with other, national politics. Okay, you guys are subbing up to each other and getting acquainted with each other. That's cool. I like that. Everybody can network together. So Cupcake said, I wouldn't be surprised if Cotton Candy is in therapy. You think so, Cupcake? I would be surprised if she's in therapy. And the reason why I say that, Cupcake, is because a lot of times, you know us, it's two strikes. It's two reasons why I doubt if she's in therapy. Number one, her age, and number two is because she's an African American woman. And us as African Americans or as Black people, we don't believe in therapy that much. And the older you get, the more stubborn you get, the more you feel like that you can handle more, and the more you feel like that you don't need therapy. Now, if she was a younger woman, I can see her getting therapy, but with being her age, I just don't feel like that she's going to get no therapy. And the reason why I say that is the time frame that she grew up in, Cupcake. Therapy wasn't in our repertoire, okay? Because I'm about a decade younger than, about 11 years younger than her, right? And so we were raised to handle whatever came our way. Whatever came our way, whatever obstacle we had, therapy wasn't the answer for us. Okay, I actually went to therapy, and I had to because of a dire situation with my brother, and it was the first time that something of that nature happened to me. But I just can't see Shirley Strawberry in therapy just because this guy took her through this scam. And I hope she is, and I would want her to be, because I feel like she do need to be, just so that she won't be depressed and so that she won't blame herself wholeheartedly. She do take some of the blame for picking the guy, but it's not all her fault. I only give her maybe 20% of the blame, and 80% of the blame, it goes on him. But a lot of times when we make a mistake, a lot of times we just blame ourselves, right? And we can't get over that. So I feel like she needs some therapy, just to, get her footing back and get back on track, and to let her know that she can go on. But I doubt if she did, because of her age, and because she's, an African-American woman. And like I said, we just don't believe in therapy, especially not the older ones. Now, the younger people, yes, therapy has been introduced to the younger generation. But our generation, if you like a baby boomer, and I'm not a baby boomer, I'm almost a baby boomer. I missed it by 1 year, but most baby boomers don't feel like they need therapy. They feel like whatever comes their way, they can handle it. You know, and I'm not saying that's like 100% of us, because we always have an exception to the rule. But I just probably feel like she probably don't feel like she need therapy, unfortunately. Okay. So let's see here. Everybody subscribing to all these channels. That's good. Thank you guys for subscribing to my friends. I think you guys are going to enjoy their content. And y'all know I don't go to the church house, so I use Alice. I use Alice channel for my church. And I'm not ashamed to say that, because I have my reasons why I don't go to the church house. And if I tell y'all, this is the reason why I'm late. Y'all hear my phone ringing? My auntie been calling me all day long, and she don't want nothing, but she keep calling me because she was sick this morning. She actually got over it, and she's still calling me for whatever reason. Hey, Miss Buckeye, thank you for being here this evening. And let's still say, I think she's getting therapy. She's not too old and probably need to vent and cry from time to time. I hope you're right, Nestos. But I'm just saying, statistically and realistically, a lot of times, at that age frame, most people don't get therapy like that, unless it's like a traumatic instance, like, somebody just suddenly like, maybe, one of your kids pass away and you just can't handle it, or something of that nature. I'm inclined to feel like I'm inclined to believe that she want to look as normal as possible. So she's trying to go on with her life as much as possible. And she could be. I hope she is. I just don't believe she is. But I do respect your opinion of it, though. You know, and that's one thing about this channel. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And, I'm not going to get mad because you feel one way and I feel another way. And I'll say, I agree. Most women Shirley age don't suddenly decide to go to therapy. And it's complicated. Say, in my opinion, Shirley doesn't think she needs therapy because there's nothing wrong with her. Yeah, I see that too. It's complicated. I see her, and even if it's something wrong, like I said, I feel like she the type that feel like if she just talked to her good girlfriend or a good friend and just cry about it or whatever, then she'll just get over it. That's what she give that to me. You welcome, Cupcake. You welcome. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Scorpio Mama is a content creator. My bad, y'all. And thank you for whatever mod put that in the chat. And charge that to my heart, Scorpio Mama, not my mind, because I forget a lot, girl. And Shelley say, I say what I said. I agree, because whatever the therapist don't know, I already know she is not going to she's not going, I guess you want to say she's not going to listen to him or her. And that's nothing. Shirley hard-headed. I'm sorry, but she is, and a lot of us are. And, I'm kind of hard-headed myself. So that's why I say, even if, like Shelley C saying, even if she do go to therapy, she probably ain't going to listen to what the therapist is saying. And Scorpio Mama said, thank you. I'm using my channel to write my book, Adoption Gone Wrong. Yeah, I can't wait till you get that book out, Scorpio Mama. I'm ready to listen to that story. I really, really am. I think it's going to be a very interesting story. So Foxy say, I'm trying to find therapy for grief. Well, most community centers, most communities have therapy, Foxy. So you probably just would have to maybe Google that, and you probably can find some therapy. And that's great that you want to try to get some for grief. Because listen, I was already taking Xanax when my brother passed away, so I didn't feel like I needed no more extra therapy. Although I don't take them now, I wean myself off of them because that's not something that I want to take for the rest of my life. But baby, let me tell you, honey, I had to have them Xanax to even go to that funeral. Otherwise, I probably would have passed out. Okay, because my brother was very young when he passed away. He was 49 when he got sick, and he was like 55, I believe, 56 when he passed. So I took that pretty hard. Because the way that he got sick was like all of a sudden it was like a day surgery went bad. Okay, so that kind of tripped me out for a minute. And I'm a very strong person, and I never would have thought that I needed therapy, but I actually had to go. So there's nothing wrong with going to therapy. I'm a living witness and a living testimony of that. Foxy Roxy, Vicky say, Foxy Roxy, my old man took his life 4 years ago, and I know it made me extremely depressed at times. That's why I'm so up to talk to people. That's why I'm so up to talk to people online, and that's good, Vicky. And you really could be Scorpio mom say, I still need therapy. And that's great. You guys are trying to get some help because sometimes, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes, we go to the hospital for every other organ in our body. So why not go, when our brain is not, functioning the way it's supposed or like it used to function or the way it need to, your thought process. And so I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your brain, but it's an organ also. And a lot of times I think we forget that. I think we forget to treat our brain. We'll treat anything else, like if our stomach hurting or our arms or legs or whatever, we'll hurry up and go to the doctor. Oh, this arthritis got me. Oh, I can't walk. But, if it's something going on with our mind, a lot of times we tend not to worry about that. Or we don't think to try to get some assistance for that. And Foxy say, Victor DeVille, that's why I'm supporting so many content creators to keep grief out of my head. And that's good, Foxy. I'm glad that can be a form of therapy for you. And X Complicated said you can ask doctors to help you find a therapist. Yeah, your PCP can help you find a therapist. And thank you for that, X Complicated. I forgot to even think about that. And Vivian say sorry to hear that, Vic to the veil. And we all are. You're in our prayers too, Vicky. We all know your story, Vicky. So yeah, I always pray for you. And that stuff say Shirley has suffered a significant amount of loss, include a husband. Her friends are probably not the best people to talk to because they probably all have a lot of I told you so. I just hope so. Well, Nestos, a lot of times, even, I don't know if they would tell her. I don't think they would be that cruel because I would think that would be cruel to tell her I told you so. Now they may, and I don't even know if it's like a cross reference friendship, i.e., meaning I don't know if Monica know Debbie or if Debbie know Monica. You know what I mean? I don't know if they all kind of run in a circle and they all know each other and talk to each other, so that they could, because sometimes your friends will sit around and talk about you. But I just think the way that her friends have stuck by her, because remember, she did put everybody down and she was acting kind of, she was acting, she wasn't that friendly now. Let's keep it real. She was popping off in the beginning. And so, but it seemed like her friends still forgave her, no matter how she displayed her, no matter what behavior she displayed. So I just don't feel like they probably tell her, I told you so. And I'm not saying that they're not saying that to maybe somebody else, but I just don't think they would tell her that. Now, she may think that they may say that to her, but they all kind of stuck by her. So I just don't know about that with Nestos. And especially Debbie. Because even through it all, Debbie and Tasha both, kind of stuck through her, no matter what attitude she had, no matter what she said. Those two really did. We know for a fact those two stuck by her. And Champion say, could you imagine Ponytail on a therapist lounge, yakety yak for the entire conversation? Yeah, and don't talk back, Champions, because the therapist wouldn't even get 5 words in, okay? And Scorpio Mama say, Foxy, you need to go get your hobby. Yeah, she can do that also. And Scorpio Mama say, I use my sewing machine for therapy. And that's a good thing that you can find something else to do with your time, because a lot of times when you're just not doing anything, you can get depressed. Jim Chick say, if telling Shirley I told you so, I wouldn't really consider them a friend. Yeah, and that's me either, Jim Chick, because a lot of times my circle, my friends, they make mistakes. And I don't just, I don't just say I told you so or whatever. I really do try to be a listening ear, even though I'm telling them all, throughout the process, I'm trying to help guide them to make the right decision. But even if they don't listen to me and they go off and they make the opposite decision, I never come back and say, well, I told you don't do that. I told you so. I never stick my finger in their face like that. Now, one of my friends, if I tell her I told you so, that's because we laughing about it. Okay. It's not in a derogatory type of way. It's always in a jokingly way if I told her that, because she's a Gemini also. And so a lot of times, I don't know about these other Geminis, but as a Gemini, a lot of times you laugh at yourself. I know I do. And when I make a mistake, yeah, I'll be all off in it and be all upset or whatever. But then once I think about it and it's over with, babe, I'm probably going to laugh at that, if it don't include anything of, like unalignment or something like that. Nobody, somebody passed or something. Other than that, the rest of the mistakes that I make, most 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna laugh at myself. I just do that. And Vicky said, no matter what her attitude isn't as stank as Steve's attitude, exactly, Vicky. Steve is just arrogant type person anyway. And Steve, to me, he act like the type of person that he don't want anybody asking him for anything. He want to try to hold on to all of his corns, and so he makes sure he stay far away from everybody so that nobody won't ask him for anything. Even though he have an abundance that he could give out to people, he still just don't seem like he the type of person that would give freely. Real say, I'm a baby boom in my early 30s. I went to therapy and I was made to feel that I was ungrateful. I had a clear therapist. Now I do my own therapy by getting books and researching online. Well, real, I'm sorry that they made you feel that way, but at the end of the day, they probably couldn't relate to you. Okay. And like I said, at that time, though, if that was like in the if the late 70s and the early 80s, to me, therapists didn't really know how to be therapists anyway. They was just therapists in theory and name only and to get that paycheck. Okay. And even if you're shopping for a therapist, because I've had a therapist before, even just a couple of decades, about a decade and a half ago, I was in his office and really I was giving him therapy more than he was giving me therapy. So sometimes you got to shop around. Just because they have that behind their name doesn't, mean that they're the right therapist for you. So sometimes you do have to shop around for a therapist. And Scorpio, your mom said, Alice, I got y'all when I return from Florida in 3 weeks. Oh, okay. And Al say, Shirley needs to apologize to her friends because they were not haters. Well, Al, you know how it go, she was just popping her collar and, she was trying to believe in her man. That's how they go. You know how it go. You know how it is. You want to believe your man and everybody a hater and everybody lying. And, that's just the attitude that she had because she really, we have to remember she's been believing in buckwheat for 10 years, for 9.5 years. He's really the only person that she's really been around for considerably a long period of time other than Sheridan and the work crew. And I'm pretty sure she saw her friends when she saw them, but she was really working a lot also. But really, he was her main point of contact, her main person that she spent the most time with when they spent time together, which don't seem like very much. But I just feel like she was just trying to stand by her man. And then you know how it is. Um, some people can't take constructive criticism, and some people don't like it when they get called out. Even though they're wrong, they still don't like it. And they'll retaliate in a, undesirable way. And that's why I said I don't feel like her friends would tell her I told you so because they still stuck by her, even though she said they were haters, even though she kind of treated them bad. They still was, they still stood by her. Okay. So Vicky say Debbie seemed to always be around. I think Debbie knew how to address Shirley about Nesto and kept it cute. Right. But Nesto still probably tried to break that friendship up. And he did. He never really wanted anybody else to be around her other than him. Because like Steve, he wanted to make sure what nobody else gonna get in that pocketbook but him. He wanted to make sure he controlled all her money. So by isolating her, if that's what it took, then that's what he did. He did whatever he had to do to make sure nobody else actually got close to her. And really, if he could, he would even. I believe he kind of kept a wedge between her and Sheridan. Probably made up stories about Sheridan or, any little thing. If Sheridan spit on the sidewalk wrong, he couldn't wait to tell Shirley, just to make sure that they didn't get too close to each other. And he already knew that her and Sheridan had their problems. And what mother and daughter don't have problems, especially when your daughter is young. If your daughter is under 39 times out of 10, you're having problems with her. Okay. And that's just from experience. Very rarely people don't have problems with their kids that's under 30 because the kids are not mature enough yet. Your daughter's trying her best not to be like you, but even though she's turning into you, they try to fight against that as much as possible. And then after about 35 or 40, then they go ahead and see the light your way because they are you at that point blank period. And that's all. And that's all I got to really say about that one. And Vicky say, that's why I search for a black therapist. Yeah. I just feel like they can relate to you better. Foxy, you got to keep it up. Yeah. And Champion say to all in therapy to calm their soul, sending love. Oh, that's sweet of you, Champion. And Jim Chick say, I agree. I said what I said. And Alice say, I know I keep saying it, but my words is my bond. Right. Oh, Scorpio mama, nobody, we're not sweating you. We know how it go, girl. We know exactly how stuff go. And Scorpio mama say, all we got in life really is our word. Yeah, that's all a man got is his word. Okay. And Nesto say she has very good friends. I think that attitude was adjusted and she become more humble. I don't mean literal. I told you so. I mean, I feel the majority of her friends didn't care for Nesto. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they didn't. And I've had some friends, and I didn't like their spouse or whatever. But as a friend, you have to endure some things that you don't want to endure about your friend. It is what it is, and ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun. Said I listened to the strawberry letter ever, and I don't. I listened to the strawberry letter ever, and I don't think she's going to therapy either. She still gives stupid advice. I've been in the therapy on and off since 2016 after I was attacked by 3 dogs. Well, even if she do go to therapy, Rabbit, they ain't gonna give her no common sense. That's just gonna help her figure out her problems. That's all. That's just gonna help her figure out that people make mistakes and life can go on after a tragedy. That's what the therapy is gonna do for her. It's not gonna give her common sense and all of a sudden a light bulb is gonna come on and she's gonna be able to give somebody else some advice. That's not what that is. For all of those who may not know, I said what I said. Birthday is Friday, May 30th. Oh, thank you, Alice. And ain't no fun when the rebels got the gun. Say 5 days older than Shirley Strawberry. Right. Okay, so you definitely can testify to what we're saying. And cross country cruisers say that's terrible. Terrible. Mr. and Mrs. Clear couldn't relate. Well, they can't relate because they haven't walked in our shoes, you know, and no matter how hard they try, just like if you put the shoe on the other foot, we couldn't relate to. I don't feel like I could be a therapist to a clear person because I haven't walked in their shoes. I don't know what kind of life they have. We all feel like they have a totally different life than us, and they feel the same way. So I just don't think. I just think that sometimes you have to, in order to be a therapist, it's like when okay, let me just give you an example. When I worked for the state, I worked for a state hospital, and I worked on the alcohol and drug abuse unit, and I enjoyed the work, and I wanted to be an alcohol therapist, a counselor. I wanted to be an alcohol and drug counselor, right? And so one of the counselors just told me it's nice that you want to try to help somebody. It's good that you want to do this work. But if you've never been an alcoholic or a drug addict, ain't no way in the world you can do this job. Because, see, you have to walk in their shoes in order to do the job. And that's the way I feel about therapists. They have to walk in our shoes in order to help us. Now, some of them, may can, help a little bit or whatever. But that's kind of, not to be prejudiced or anything. But that's just kind of, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And that's still saying no fun when the rabbits got the gun. Remember, it's comedy. It's purely for entertainment. Yeah, but even if it's purely for entertainment and comedy, she still should have some common sense advice, Nestos. Because some people thinking it's real. Some people really trying to listen to this lady, and they like, okay, she shared strawberry. She should have some good information. But in my opinion, she's never given out good advice. Steve have always had to help her with that strawberry letter. What he basically used to do is let her read it. He let her give her answer. And then, sometimes he would be nice and just say, well, I think this. Or sometimes he would embarrass her and say, no, Shirley, that ain't what it means. Depending on, which way the sun rose for him that day. And Alice said, no problem, Scorpio Mama. I know that your heart is pure. That's right. And Jim Chick said, I think Nesto turned Shirley against her friends. He did. He tried to anyway. But her friends were smart enough to not do that. Her friends were smart enough to know what he was doing. Although she just, a lot of times when, they say love is blind. And in her case, it really was blind. And so she did allow him to manipulate the relationship. But yeah, I feel like he tried to turn her friends against him. And thank God they didn't take the bait of what he was trying to do. And thank God they knew exactly what he was trying to do. And Jim Chick said uh he was trying to isolate Shirley. And he did to a certain extent. He really did. And Real say one of the ways to know if your man is no good. One of the ways to know if your man is no good, he would try to break up your relationships with family and friends. Right. Exactly, Real. That's a real true statement right there, sis. And Champion say, Real, I had a similar experience with the therapist I saw. I didn't return after the first session too. He was talking shit about my hard working, loving father. Right. And Scorpio Mama say, my ex did not even wait a minute. My ex did not even to give my kids didn't even want to give my kids money. I think is what you're trying to say. Well, you know what? That's his loss. And Scorpio Mama, sometimes the dads can be deadbeat. And so in that situation, you know what I used to do, because my daughter's dad was kind of dead. He was kind of deadbeatish when it came to finances. Now he spent time with her, but he didn't really pay no lot of child support. Okay, he paid some, but not all. And so I just never said anything about him. I just let my children grow up and let them make their own decisions about their father. Because my father was a total deadbeat. My mother never said anything about him. And once they grow up, they'll see what's what. And she let us make our own decision. And I kind of thank her for that, because they'll blame you if you start trying to tell them the truth about their little daddy. Because a lot of them, they don't care. When you're a kid, honey, you love your daddy to death, whether he good or not. And Nesto say, I believe Buckwheat would have given Shirley mind-altering meds or possibly gravely injured her to get 100% control over her finances. Wow, that's what you think, Nestos? Allegedly. Let me put that out there. And Jackson Tabasco says she agreed 100%. And Vicky said, did you hear the recent call with Sonya? He threw heavy shade at Sonya's sister just for her looking out for Sonya. Yeah, I got the first part of that call. When I get through with y'all comments, I'm gonna get to it. Nesto said, ooh, child, them daughters, yeah, baby, they could be something else, But keep in mind, they're just an extension of you. They're an extension of you, 2.0 though, with a twist. And Scorpio Mama say, my ex did not want to give me to give my kids or grandkids money, right? And that's really gonna be his loss, because when they grow up, they'll figure out who he is and where he come from. I'm so glad I did not pay him no mind, right? A lot of times as a mom, we just go home and do what we gotta do, okay? And we can't be worried about what daddy gonna do. And yes, Alice, it's crazy, boo. Yeah, and it's unfortunate. Sometimes we have to raise our kids alone, but hey, we black women, that's what we do. We do what we got to do. Okay. And now they give me anything I want or need. See, that's what I'm talking about, Scorpio Mama. You reap the benefits, not him. And what'll happen is, he'll be sitting over there being a grouchy old man by himself, and they won't have too much to do with him when they figure out who he is. And Alice say, I agree, it's difficult for people who haven't gone through what you've experienced to relate to you. It is, they can't relate. They can't really help you because they can't relate to what you're talking about. And Scorpio Mama say, family never don't do for your kids for a man. Family never don't do. Yeah, don't. In other words, make sure you take care of your kids and don't let no man, tell you not to. And Scorpio Mom say, I dodged that bullet. And that's good for you. It didn't work on Debbie. Now Tanya B, it didn't. And I don't think it worked on Tasha either. I just think Tasha may have got tired of Shirley being at her house, as anybody would, if it was my friend, after about a year, I'll be tired too, because she almost stayed with her friend. She stayed with her friend almost a whole year. So anybody would get tired of that, especially after they saw her, spending all this money to try to get this ninja out of jail for a lawyer, for bond money. So ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun, saying that's what I always thought it was, comedy. But Steve even tells her that he doesn't agree with her. Yeah, he has always been slow and stupid to me. The only reason was her job, hun. Yeah, that's the only reason why he had her, because she had that job. And he's a predator and a scammer. He's every woman he had, was older than him. That was part of his game, is to get older women and to get them crazy about him and to make them feel like that they can't get nobody else because he's taking the time out to be with them. I have one clear therapist and one black therapist. They both good, but the clear therapist be leading me to hell sometimes because she doesn't really consider any biblical principles right. Well, even when they study the Bible too, Nestos, the way that they look at the Bible, they look at the Bible totally different from us. Okay, so it's just a difference all the way around. And so you might can't thrive with them, but a clear person could probably soar with them because they understand one another. And Tanya B say Steve is not the brightest crayon in the box either. No, he a hypocrite to me. Cross country cruises say the way Shirley moved with Nastio, I can't see her thinking she needs therapy, and that's so sad. Yeah, because she don't feel like somebody said earlier. She don't feel like she did nothing wrong. Okay, she feel like she's making all the right moves. And the out of the bushes say I didn't hear that call. Yeah, out of the bushes, phone calls from prison played that call last night, I believe. Foxy say yes, my daughter is 10.0. Laugh out loud. Right, baby. Them daughters can be something else. Trust me, I got one. I got a son and a daughter, so I can tell you about both of them. So let's hear the rest of this call.
I got a question.
I got a question.
What, give me the answer why it's worth to downside your equity for me. Let me hear that answer.
Downside my who?
I didn't know you could see an answer.
Equity.
My equity?
Your equity, girl. Your equity.
Oh, I don't think about that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't thought about it. It ain't that important.
That means she don't know. If she ain't thought about it, she don't know.
Okay.
She got an answer for everything. She got no answer for this.
I'll do that type of stuff. I'll do that. Everybody ain't like me. So that's why I asked.
Yeah, it's just money. I'm not planning on doing anything with it, like particularly. But if I could pull it and, get you what you need, that works for me. It's money well spent.
Oh, okay. I just asked.
Yeah.
So.
I don't look for it, Pat. I already told you that.
Okay. All right, love. I'll call you later.
Mm-hmm. I love you too.
Love you too.
Bye.
Thank you for using Global Link.
Don't forget to like and
I got a question. How is it to downsize your equity? Your equity. How can you downsize your equity? Yeah, Cross Country Cruise. She didn't have an answer, so she said she don't think about that. It's just money, even though that's the only thing they think about is money. But it's just money when it comes to that question. Because if she don't have an answer, then that's the simplest answer she can give. Instead of saying, I don't really know about that subject. I don't really, I'm not familiar with that. I just don't think about it. Of course you don't think about it because you don't know nothing about it. Okay? How can you think about something that you know nothing about? Okay. And Vicky say, trying to steal at Eddie's house. Exactly. And Vicky say, that's how I know he did Shirley wrong on her paying off that house. Exactly. For him to know about equity. He know exactly about equity because he stole Shirley's equity off of her house. And out of the bush, you say she acts like money is nothing. Well, hey, listen, she spends it like it's nothing out of the bushes. Look how much money she spends per day talking to her locked up, bigamy, wannabe man, side man. Because at the end of the day, he a side piece at this point too. Because at the end of the day, he still got 3 wives that he got to get rid of. Okay, he had 5, 1 divorced. Well, 2 divorced him, but he still got 3 to get rid of. Okay, so she a side piece times 3. And Nestor was asking Sonya about the house because he wanted her to bond him out. Well, she don't know anything about that. She don't know anything about that. She don't want to discuss her money with him. I noticed that's one thing she doesn't do. She do not discuss her funds with Buckwheat. Okay, he can ask all the questions he wants. Well, let me just put it like this: he don't discuss his relationship about cotton candy with her. And she don't discuss her extra money that she gets with him. Now, they neither one of them can keep a secret, but they keep that secret from each other. That's always separate and not equal when it comes to her money and when it comes to his ex-wife. Okay. So out of the bushes, we finna listen to this second call right quick. And I'm not gonna interrupt it so much because that was just an 8 minute call, and you see how long we've been on here. We've been on here a whole hour, and I've been talking like an hour and a half just off of that 8 minute call. So let's cue this one up and hear what she got to say.
This video contains calls made in July of 2023. You will hear Nesto and Sonya talk about his current charges, new charges, Shirley, and more. In this first call, Nesto thanks Sonya for the attorney that came to see him on this day. If you remember, Sonya had asked Dion for the $250 to see this new attorney. Take a listen.
You woke up from your nap?
I didn't take a nap. How are you?
Good, I'm good. Thank you so very much. He gonna come
She
back.
got her valley voice on. Hey, Miss Red.
He visited me on the Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Right, she ain't got a quarter.
Yeah.
It was in person?
No, it was not in person. He said he's gonna come back this week, and I told him what I got. Shit, told him what I got and what I
She said, was it in person? He said, no, it wasn't a person.
He
Do
said
you
that.
seem interested in that?
Huh?
Do you seem interested in that?
I told him I had 5 racks first. You know, I said, got 5 racks, I might be able to come with to get started, to get started.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said, well, hold on, that's what I want to hit you with. I got this right here, YZ Weezy. And then I broke it down. He said, well, let's sleep on it tonight. And but I'm still going to come back and see you and go through everything.
Right. That's what we pay for.
Yeah.
He got to eat.
Huh?
Go ahead, what you say?
He got to get what?
No, I said, yeah, because that's what I pay for.
Yeah, he got to come back. He got to come back in person, bring me, he's going to bring me everything I need.
All the paperwork? Yeah.
He's going to bring all that, he said. And he said that. And I also told him this is what I could use for payment. And he's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. But I told him there's nothing on it. And if it was financial, it would have showed by now. It don't take no year to do that.
Hey, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, supposedly.
Right, especially when they took it, they supposed to have had evidence at the time they took it. You don't just take it talking about you foresee some shit happening. No, you're supposed to have the evidence at the time you took my shit.
Right. And he's going to call her to verify. And I also told him if he want to read the statement, what I want from the lab on here, what they said, why they took it, this and that. Boom. He said, I need that. So he gonna sleep over tonight, and he gonna let me know. I told him I'd give him 50. He said 40, but I'm giving you 50 because you got to sell. You understand? I told him exactly what I need the rest of it to go to. So he said, okay. So you're gonna sleep on it. He's gonna get back with me in 2 days. He said, and this is what I like. My other one, he ain't got no private investigator. This man, he could be lying.
He got his shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But he got some other shit going on right here.
That's good, because then you can work with the other, too. You get me? And kind of like some things I need you to kind of spill over into that and assist old boy, because he ain't too strong. Because I told him, I'm not happy with his representation. I said, but it is what it is. We were stuck with that at this point. But I said, I'm not completely happy with the things that he's, doing and missing out on. And, that whole, he need to be following up on her shit to see what she's saying, what's going on with her stuff.
Yeah, but you gotta understand that these folks know each other, so they're gonna talk amongst each other.
Oh, I know.
You see what I'm saying? So that's how that goes. He gonna come on to finish.
He know him. He said he know him, but he didn't say it in a negative light. He was like, yeah, I do know who you're talking about. And I was like, yeah, that's some things that he needs to brush up on. I mean, it is what it is, Can't get mad at the truth. Get out your feelings.
Yeah, it's about my freedom right now. So he broke some things down so quickly. So yeah, so he's gonna come back in 2 days, see me in person, and bring me all the stuff. That's what he said.
Okay, good. So how's my first day today? Did I do good?
Huh?
Did I do good my first day?
You 2 years in the game. What the fuck you talking about? You 2
Yeah.
years in the game, man. Hey, man, you done bored old folks out the way, man. Come on now. It is what it is. You got to come on now. It's all yours now. Hey, the big motherfucking pre-votes is yours now. You got to ride and ride.
Ding, 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 ding.
You got to drive that thing hard. So, yeah. So I thank you for that. That even mindful with me. So we're going to see. And he said he's going to get these records he got to get. So.
I don't think that's no prize to have to pay some money for him. It sounds like he said 200 and they're going to owe him 50 or they're going to pay 50 and she's going to pay the 200. But apparently she's going to be paying for this lawyer. But the kicker part is he told her she got the big pre-votes. So, she got the prize, which is him. I don't think there's no prize. I don't see you costing me a lot of money being a prize, but I'm going to digress. She sounds like she's happy about it.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot finna go down. But this is right here is scary. This part is scary.
Oh, I know.
There's some scary shit right here.
Mm-hmm. I'll just
really
be glad when this is done.
Huh?
I said I'll just be glad when it's all done.
Man. Boy, you gonna sleep good tonight because you've been running your brain today. You ain't running your ass, you're running your brain today. Yeah, you're running it today.
I think my day went kind of fucked up because, I mean, not fucked up, but it just started off kind of rocky because Ralph missed a court hearing this morning.
Running her brain today,
kind of
baby.
sideways, try to come at me as if it was my fault. And I was like, I took it. I needed my list of all my hearings. I told you had a hearing today. I sent you the link, and I prepped you last Wednesday. So what are you talking? And it's on the calendar. The judge was pissed. He didn't show up and told her to get another counsel. Because it wasn't a good look. And he said he was feeling some type of way all day about that. And I was like, so I get my other stuff with her, and then she was like, Ralph said that, why is this? And I said, first of all, Ralph's never done an expungement or a seal of record. So he doesn't even know what he's talking about or eviction. So all that stuff he's talking about, I've been doing those without his help. I said, he just in his, he's been getting on my nerves all day. I said, because he fucked up this morning. He forgot that thing. He tried to make it seem like it was me. Like, it's not my fault. I told you. I sent you the link. And I called you. You didn't answer the phone. I called you. The judge called you. So it is what it is. My shit is on point. My part is done. I do what I'm supposed to do. But you know what? Some people are like that because he tried that last year with me when he messed up and then tried to come at me. And I just looked at him like, man, I will quit this fucking job. He's not paying. It's not like he's paying any freaking kind of money. So I'm like, I will quit this damn job in a heartbeat and go get me a stupid job that pay a lot and I ain't got to think. That's what I really want, a job I ain't got to really think. So the deal's supposed to go through with the club.
You said what?
Here we go with all these jobs.
They're supposed to sign off tomorrow.
I think she got fired,
all the
though.
paperwork is finalized.
She said she quit, but I think she got fired.
Vic's the one that owns all those strip clubs. He's supposed to be 25% partner with Alex, and then they got a big offer to open up a club in Vegas, which I kept telling them, go to Vegas, fucking Atlanta, go to Vegas. I tell you, Vegas is about to be.
Here come the Twilight Zone of jobs.
Like, no. I'm telling y'all, go open up a King of Diamonds in Vegas. The one here is trash. I don't fuck that one up. Learn what you did wrong here and go to Vegas. Because I was when they told me to come down here to Atlanta and open up a King of Diamonds in Atlanta, right? And he was like, well, I said, yeah, because Atlanta's the spot. You're pushing away from South Beach and Miami, and Atlanta's the new hub. And so now, all this fucking crying that's going on, I'm like, yeah, you gotta go to Vegas. Vegas got the football field coming, they got the baseball, they got the NBA coming there. It's a vacation spot. Everybody goes there. The weather is it. Like, and it's a 3-hour drive from LA. Can't beat it. All around. It's perfect. Perfect.
Okay, so that's what you.
And we can park our RV there. I'm going wherever you go. Don't start with me.
Oh, okay. You so excited about that shit.
Yeah, scared.
You scared?
She getting ready for a job.
I said, yeah, scared.
What you scared about?
Tough, man. The ability.
Hold on. What you scared of?
Because I went in this with my walls kind of fucking down, so I kind of like open. So that is new to me. It's never been
You
open.
know what? This been a new to you for how long? Because you've been saying the same thing for a minute now. You know that, right? You can get another tune back, can't you? Can you get another song?
No, that's all I know.
Oh, okay.
Look at you. How about that?
Are you getting to the point? Are you getting defensive when somebody talk about me?
I ain't been defensive about you, but nobody talks bad about you. They don't do it to me. I mean, Sonya had her little speech, but I didn't even respond to her. So other than that, remember she was saying, "Are you sure you want to waste your time? Because he doesn't have any money, you know, all that shit." And I just looked at her, well, whatever, girl, shut up.
Hold on. How she know what I got going on?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, because I don't tell her anything, because I know her mouth is big. So I don't talk to her about
Yes,
that.
you did tell her everything.
What's going on with me? She just know locked up.
No, she don't know. That's all she knows.
Wow.
That's all she knows. And but again, like I said,
she's a gold digger. That she's a gold digger. I see that.
it's weird what she is, because it's not in a sense yes, but in a sense no. But in a sense, she's just a bit different. Let's say that. She's more a bit different. Trisha's more the cheerleader, and Tanya's more of the let me tell you everything that's wrong and why you shouldn't.
Oh,
person.
okay.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah. And but everybody else has been very supportive and cool. The kids are cool, you know what I'm saying? A brother, that's fucked up how they doing him. So nobody's in the negative about it or thinking anything.
Well, you know what? This year gonna pass. We're gonna win. The game plan is gonna be a whole nother level, and it's gonna be okay.
Everything gonna be alright.
All right. Let's hope the truth.
So Sonia's sister is a gold digger because she's telling her sister not to spend her money on a criminal that's locked up for 39 charges. At this point, the other charges hadn't dropped, so you got 4 more charges pending. But because she's trying to give her sister some sound advice, she'll go digger. I don't know how that add up. That I can't make that make sense, but that's his response. So I don't know how to process that. That's beyond my comprehension. Just because your sister trying to look out for you, really trying to save you some money and some heartache and some time, but you sit here and let your man tell you're locked up, man. You let him tell you that being in jail is a flex. I don't know. Make that make sense. That don't make sense to me, but okay. And she's told him everything about you, Buckwheat. Okay, that's how her sister know.
You're free. The truth though, set you free. In
Yeah.
Jesus' name.
So I got that. And I was telling him, he said, man, that's a big gap from them. It's a big gap, ain't it? For them 2 days. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Right. Especially if he'd fall back and come back around me. You know what I'm saying?
Come on
And
now.
2 years later, if that's what it was, like, why would you come back around me ever
Thank you.
for it to
Come
be a
on
part
now.
two?
Come on now. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
They,
that's crazy. It
okay,
don't make sense.
none of that makes no sense. But he broke it down. He understands what's going on. I just gotta figure this thing out with this. I'm hoping that works. I'm hoping that works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't think he's gonna turn that down. Cause I
Mm-hmm.
see white boys do it all the time since I've been here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I got an idea from. But when you don't have
Okay.
time, yeah, if you don't have time, you're not focused like that. You don't think like that. You just want the money.
Right.
You don't want the other shit. But see, this is extra.
But you know what? Because this is such an outlaw, it's a high, publicity case. And they know what that shit means. Because they used to take them white lawyers just take them high publicity cases for free just to get their name out there. Because it's going to bring me 5 more. It's going to bring
Sure
me
is.
6 more people right here. If I get this, oh my God, everybody going to be calling me. I do this one right. But some lawyers don't understand that.
No, they don't.
And they be half-assed and making themselves look bad because the comments was like, what kind of lawyer he got? What's up with his lawyer? Like, they was on his ass. And I'm like, all right, you need to step his game up because that's going to cause you to lose clients. Like, no, don't do that because he sucked. Because I seen him, he was on such and such case and he sucked. Like, yeah, you can lose your business or you can blow the fuck up and be that person. Be the go-to. All it takes
Damn
is
right.
one case. Just like with OJ, all of them blew up after OJ.
They all blow up. I think that white boy
Yeah.
is still in New York now, I think.
Well, not the prosecutor. They were humiliated because they lost, but the defense team blew up.
Yeah. Yeah, okay,
Mm-hmm. The
okay.
prosecutor was mad because all their lives didn't work with the crooked ass police. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
yeah. Yeah.
I
Did
get
he
your
have
OJ
money?
on.
I can't remember. Did he have the money to pay them? Was OJ on bond?
Yeah. Yeah. He had money then. They didn't sue him. The parents didn't sue him civilly yet till after that was over. Then they
Okay.
came after his money civilly. And
Buckwheat think he's slick. He trying to bring up money. Did he have the money to pay them? He know good and well O.J. Simpson had some money to pay his lawyers off. They had that all on TV. And but guys, she's literally taking Shirley's place. You see how she's talking about her sister and um, talking about she don't know what she believe and really just kind of, raining down on her sister's parade. Really, just really talking about her. And she, in my mind, she's Buckwheat got me talking like him in my mind. But it just leads me to believe she's literally taking Shirley's place when it comes to listening to him, saying that everybody is a hater. She's drinking the buckwheat Kool-Aid. Okay, she's drinking the buckwheat Kool-Aid, and she's slowly but surely taking Strawberry's place. So I guess she's gonna, she's isolating herself from everybody, and she's just listening to his instruction, hanging on to every word that he says, and whatever he says is the law. But she's literally taking Shirley's place at this point, and I'm pretty sure Shirley is more than happy to hand him over, to get that dead weight off her shoulders. But she literally taking Shirley's place when it comes to the attitude and drinking the buckwheat Kool-Aid and all of that. She really doing that. And Champion say so he didn't compose that list her boss asked her for. So she didn't compose that list her boss asked her for. No. And so got fired probably on the job, but I think the boss probably, let her go. So now, since the job ain't working out, she got like Vicky say, she got 80 more jobs that she's looking into at this point. And Vicky say, listen, Ernesto, pretending like he listening. Right, he not listening. He trying to figure out he really want her to stop talking so he can he's trying to figure out a way how he can interject money into the conversation, which he just did with asking her, did OJ pay for his lawyers? Who else paid for OJ's lawyers? OJ had the best lawyers in the country. Now, who do he feel like paid for him? And Excomplicated say a lie don't care who tells it, just want to be told and then sold at that part. Yeah, because she done did 85 jobs. And Shirley C say all this crime while talking to a criminal. That part. And Alice is saying, I can't with you. Oh, you talking about the Sonya edges? But you know, she was getting ready for a job, Alice. So I had to show y'all how she get them edges together. You know, trying to cover that forehead. Well, that's what she be doing. That's exactly what she be doing. So Vicky say, how is she letting her man talk about her sister? I don't know. You know, no loyalty, you know. Same way, you know, Shirley let him talk about Sheridan. So, you know, I don't know. They are a different type of breed because I'm not finna let you talk about my family members. I don't care if I'm mad at them. You ain't finna talk about them. I can talk about them, but you can't talk about them. That's just how I roll. Hey, Psycho Bonnie, she said Nesto can call people broke, but Tanya can't. But Sonya can't call him broke. Tanya can't call him broke. Right, right. But he can sit there and talk about people all day long, and it's no problem. And her too. And Shirley said, there he is talking about somebody else's child. Exactly. Well, he's talking about Tanya, which is her sister, Shirley C. And Vicky said they're not supportive. They're just not telling her crazy behind anything. Exactly. And so really, they're trying to stop her. But, you know, she's been hard-headed like, you know, like Cotton Candy was. And, you know, it's the power of love. Hey, when you're in love, you know, it make you do some crazy things. Hey, Aldiva 60. You say she knows that you have nothing going on because you can't help yourself, Ninja, at that point. Yeah, Tanya, you know he don't have nothing going on. Anybody that's in jail don't have nothing going on, okay? Unless they went to jail with a whole lot of money in their pocket, or if they got the money buried in the backyard, or in a safe, or in a bank, which we know he had nothing. Only thing he had when he went to jail was a black bag, okay? He didn't even have no commissary. He didn't even have $5 when he went to jail. And out of Bush says, that's what I heard. And Psycho Bonnie says, Sonya, you should have listened to her. Yeah, well, Nesto is a gold digger, his damn self. Right. The pot calling the kettle black. Psycho Bonnie. I don't know how he can say anything about anybody about any type of money, as much as he done scam people out of money. And his whole world is nothing but money. Her whole world is about her hair and her looks. And his whole world is about nothing but money and cars. That's all he talk about. That's all he think about. And Scorpio Mama said he got more charges than Diddy. And he did. And Vicky said, I did find out that Sonya's daughter and sister have some connections to morning show crew by digging on Instagram. So Tanya probably know his reputation. Exactly. At this point, everybody know his reputation, Vicky. And all they got to do is listen to social media. And Alice say, don't strain your brain trying to understand Nesto. Right. And ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun. Say, sister was the shit when he tried to hook Dre up with her. Right. And I'm glad she really didn't get with Dre. You know, I'm glad nobody else got into this circle other than her. She was the only fool that will fall for the okie doke. And I'm glad he wasn't able to incorporate anybody, or she wasn't able to incorporate anybody else in her family to get involved with this ninja. Her brother kind of sounded a little sympathetic, and you know, she's always, you know, saying little subliminal messages that her brother say. He say, you know, they doing him wrong, and I don't think her brother, you know, she don't have too much to say about her brother. So her brother may have just been kind of talking to her in passing, or just really trying to be, you know, supportive of her. But I don't really feel like her brother feel like he's innocent. And Champion said Nesto feelings got hurt when the sister said he's broke down ninja. That was the ultimate sin. Laugh out loud. Yeah, because he don't want nobody equating him to being broke. You know, that's definitely not his MO. He said his sister's a gold digger when he tell his friend that Sonya can't afford him. So who's the gold digger? Well, right now, real, he being a gold digger. He the one digging for gold in her pocket. She ain't got much gold, but baby, she got some copper, and he digging for that. And Vicky said Nesto is trying to payment plan his legal defense. $250, Vicky. That is no. I mean, you should maybe find 250. Let me just quit. Let me digress because um, it is them. So hey, Gina, thanks for being here tonight. And but yeah, $250. She act like she really did something. Because she paid for a consultation for a lawyer, and he gonna come and bring him some paperwork. So I guess it costs $250 for the lawyer to pull his paperwork that's free on the website that other people would get. Content creators pull his documents. So I don't know how much. And if he a lawyer, he should already have access to the court records, by default. And so because he's a lawyer. Now I don't know if they have to pay for and I'm sure they probably do. I forgot the name of that law thing my ex-husband used to be in, but he had this law library that he used to be a part of. And so I'm pretty sure lawyers probably have some type of club that they're into so that they can pull documents for the cases that they cover or from the state that they practice in. And okay, I cannot remember the name of that law library that he used to be associated with. But $250 is a lot of money. OJ had the real lawyers. OJ had the lawyers called the Dream Team. Yeah, OJ had the best lawyers in the country. Okay, and OJ got off too, didn't he? Real. So you could tell OJ had the best lawyers in the country. And now the Bushes say her sister is a gold digger. Yeah, yeah, only because she calling him a bum. Hey, Miss Beautiful One, thank you for being here tonight. So, anybody that don't go along with his shenanigans, then, he got something to say about that. We already know how he is anyway. He know he ain't about nothing, but, he want her to feel like she winning a prize here. She winning, and she is winning. Because guess what? Your wife exited out, so she the only one that's left to win.
And got him. But then he started working bills in his daughter's name. They couldn't touch that shit. Black people. I'll put that in my daughter's name. But yeah.
And Buckwheat fake laughing.
Okay. She should be about 50, 60 now, ain't she? Yeah, no, he about what, 70, 80?
He ain't that old. He about 70.
About 70?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I remember that shit like yesterday right now, looking at that shit on TV. That white ass Bronco. He made Bronco famous.
Sure did, didn't he?
Oh my goodness. Was he out on bail then? Oh, he was locked up.
No, that's when he
say, was he out on bail? You know good and well Joe OJ was out on bail.
Did he ever let him
when he did the Bronco, yeah, he got on bond. He got out on bond after that.
He did?
Yeah. You can get out on bond when you get indicted. You've got to go to court. That's all. It's the same thing. A charge and indictment. You can get out on bond.
I can't tell. I ain't out on
Unless, I know that because they keep trying to, trip you up on some different new shit for whatever reason. Them people went down there and made you out to look like whatever.
Well, what are you talking about? Yesterday, the lady said, person said, they're not going to give you nothing because your record is so bad. I said, what you talking about?
What record? Right. Her record is 1,000 times.
No, they talking about all these new charges. That's what they talking about.
Yeah, but she got 18 charges. I mean, sexual charges is fucked up. That's what it is.
Yeah, that shit is fucked up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That is some fucked up shit. Man.
And they just gave themselves the answer. He said, them folks said that you're not going to get out because your record is so bad. Well, her record is 18 charges. They didn't say your charges. They said your record. A record means something that happened previously, not that happened today. Okay? And so they're going by your previous history is the reason why you're not being able to bond out.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm not as bad because I know it ain't. I ain't talk about that anymore. Let's talk about what you. Let's talk about what you can do. I'm down with that.
Me, I'm about to ball up in the bed and go to sleep. No, it's 11 o'clock. I'm
Okay,
probably
good.
take the dog out one more time and walk her.
Does she really be walking, or she just be standing around?
She be walking. She be excited to go out because she was kicking it.
Oh, okay. So
Oh no, you sound like you're tired, oh man.
man, I'm wore out. Just wore out. Just thinking about this shit all day long. This shit like being on front of a computer all day long. Yeah, wore out. But thank you so very much again for helping me out and believing me. Yeah, and keep fighting. But hey, God told me to get out of bed and go down there and start talking. That's how I got that card. Yeah. So everything is for a reason. So what he gonna do, he gonna go home and he gonna get on that computer and he gonna go doing his research, what he can, what he can't do, how this gonna work out, and if it's worth it. What you think? What you think he gonna do?
If he's hungry, he gonna do it.
Okay.
You know? I mean, he's a older gentleman. I know young ones are usually hungry, but sometimes some old people be hungry too.
Yeah, he married, so he got some structure some kind of way. I saw it on his hand. There's them old school rings on.
Okay, player.
Yeah, he got one of them pawpaw rings on.
Oh no, for real.
I bet you he didn't steal it.
Them gold pawpaw ring, them big joints.
I bet you he didn't steal his pawpaw ring.
He look like he about your age.
What you say?
He look like he about your age.
Yeah, he do look like about my age. Yeah, you're right. I don't like low haircuts. This just make you look older.
Oh, no, they don't. You look real good with the haircut.
Here come the shade.
What? Man, I'm talking about the most Caesar cuts. That's what I'm talking about.
When you had your hair real short, brush wave in that video your son was cutting your hair on YouTube, you look real cute there.
Girl.
It sounds like you put some milk chocolate on that thing that you was selling.
Yeah.
You're funny.
You look real cute on that. I used to know watching it going to sleep like,
He looks slow on this video to me, but I'm gonna digress.
Yeah. You gonna dream about people today?
I think about you all the time.
Oh, okay, that's good then. You must be goddamn.
Yeah, wake up smiling.
Like you're smiling?
Wake up smiling.
Don't cut this shit off. Well, I'm gonna wait just a little longer. See what's going on.
Man, cut this shit off, of course. So you don't go in there looking like some savage. Like, oh my God, look at this man. He's crazy. Yeah, he looked the part. He looked like he would. He's crazy looking. He looked loony.
Yeah.
You got going there looking like you got some sense.
Yeah.
I'm going there looking like he done gave up on life.
It sure look like it, boy. I ain't lying.
Right. You can't go in there looking like you gave up on life. You need to cut all that off. Find your fineness.
Go ahead on.
I'm sorry. Find your fineness.
Okay, that's cool. Now, so what day you say you going to the doctor?
You keep bringing up that. Oh, I'm going tomorrow. Man, what's today? Tuesday. I was supposed to go today. Today was a bad day. Tomorrow. I think I'm off tomorrow. I'm off on Wednesdays.
Are you off tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Erie.
That's when you work, Erie.
No, I'm supposed to be off on Mondays and Wednesdays, but because my boss always calls me every day, and so we be trying to like, what did you do? I'm like, why is this list not done? Because your fucking clients keep calling me, nagging the shit out of me with their little whiny asses. That's why I have to stop what I'm doing and then jump on their shit. And I just get on my freaking nerves. I'm trying to figure out, pick my poison. Like, what is everything I think at this point is getting on my nerves. If I do apartment management, that's going to get on my nerves because people are just stupid. And then if I do.
Okay, but if are you going to go work for them, whoever that place sold or whatever, are you going to work for them too?
If I go back to them, I will only be in the office. I don't want to be dealing with people. I will go back into the office. Now, if they go and do the Vegas thing, then I'll probably definitely end up there because That's what's they wanted to do anyway. And they have this. They're doing this marijuana farm in Maine too. So
Okay. So
I
wait a
just
minute.
want to be able to. I want to just. I gotta get with my brother and get my business credit going up so that I can try to and see exactly where this because in the middle of this month, end of the month, they're supposed to try to build up with that Fed now shit. But when I told you in July, they was trying to change the money over and
Right.
and you got a lot of places now that's saying cashless, cards only. So a lot of places are trying to go cashless. They're easing into that. You know, cashless, no cashier. Just stupid. But,
Really?
yeah, they're easing into that. But I don't
Okay.
think with all the crooked politicians, I don't think they'll 100% go cashless because then they can't really hide all their little, illegal things that they be doing, which is all like why all these politicians are millionaires when they only make $120,000 a year as their salary, but they're worth $40 million. Like how did that happen?
It's just
Why are you
money.
worth
It's just money.
$40 million? But they always do those investments with those companies. Like right before COVID, they went and they all invested in Madura, and they invested in masks. They invested in everything that was going to affect COVID. And then so when COVID hit, remember kept running out of masks. You couldn't find a mask nowhere. And then they
Yeah.
just had an abundance of masks, and all of them people had investments in masks. They invested in Zoom, which was the hearing where you don't have to see people no more other than through a computer. They
Girl,
invested in that
please
company.
hurry
They
up. This
invested
to
in
have
everything
nothing to
that
do
they
what
were
he
going to
asked
do
you.
regarding COVID, and they all got fucking paid. All of them. All them politicians got
All of
paid.
this because he asked her to go to the
I
doctor.
think
When
I
she going to
remember
the
that. I
doctor?
do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And so they can get richer. That's what that
Oh
was.
yeah. Yeah, that's how they move. That's how they
Mm.
move. And then it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Are you confused a little bit? Or really what
About
you want
what?
to do? Or what
As
you
far as
want to do?
what? Oh, business wise, I be going through all these little ideas and trying to figure out. I know, right? What's going to stick? I just need to pull the trigger on something and just do it.
Yeah. Okay, I love
I
to
love
hear
you.
that. So that's what I'm glad to hear. Thank you very much and get you some sleep. I'm glad you're not drinking no wine, so you can just calm.
I want to go take the doggy for a walk. But I'll text you tonight before I go to bed. What time does your thing go off? Same time the phone go off?
Yeah. It's been off. They get off at 10. They go off at 10. This go off at 11. So,
I love
but
you. Call me in the morning.
I'm going to get up and call you. Oh, yeah. Whoa, out. I was wore out. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
Call me in the
I'll call
morning.
you tomorrow. I love you very much. And we're going to
She
be just
rambling
fine. We're
and
going to
he
be
sound
fine now.
drunk.
He's gonna
Okay?
be fine now.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
I love you. Bye. Thank you.
All right, love you very much. Love you very much. Bye. Okay, so what the heck do that have to do with going to the doctor?
Can I just tell you? Hello, hello. I said what I said.
Hey, Vicky.
I feel like it's been a lifetime when we don't talk every day. And hi, everyone in the chat. Can I just say, back when I was like stone cold alcoholic, um, I used to do be into conspiracy theories like that. I just sit up all night on my computer and just read conspiracy theories and be drunk and then try to call people and talk to them about
Yeah.
those goofy ass conspiracy. I mean, it's not conspiracy theories. Some of that is true, but she is
He
a great.
Wait,
What's
hold
the
on a second. Shout out to Vegas, cause here come little Scooter. She coming. But what the hell do this got to do with going to the doctor,
But
Vicky?
she what's the word? She deviates always from the topic. Like whenever she's being held, her feet are held on the fire. She either disappears, just like when anybody confronts her on when she's on the infamous ones live. She'll try make up some reason why she got to go, or she can't talk, or she'll change the subject. And with when this was the time frame, she'd always switch. I love you so much. I love you. I love you.
Cause she ain't going to the doctor, so she lying. So like you
And
said, she have
and
to go all around the world and start up a whole nother conversation. Cause I'm supposed to go today, but it's too late and I can't go today. So today ain't a good day, so I'm gonna go
Today's
tomorrow.
not a good day, but I'm telling you, back when that's how that when she said when she lied and told Tasha she didn't drink, I said I don't know about that, but sh- when I was drinking, I would have these conspiracy theories would like come out of my mouth. It's just like people.
They just roll out.
It would just roll out, and my boyfriend would be like, "What are you? Are you not this again?" Like, and because again, I was an alcoholic, so he would ask, "Are you drunk?" And I'm like, "Well, did you see? They have an underground space station in the moon. Did you know that?" Like, and they saving it for rich people. Like, I come up with goofy stuff like that or read stuff like that. I think she just sits on. There's a website called Snopes.com where it just has like debunking facts or myths or facts. Girl, I think she just sits there and just reads stuff. She reads. She's weird, but
It would
the
be okay if it was in context of the question.
it's fine. I mean, she's what's the
But
right
but
word?
but what do that have to do? Once again, what do that have to do with her going to the doctor tomorrow?
She deflects. That's the word I was looking for. She deflects every time her feet are held to the fire. She deflects because she doesn't want to go to the doctor. She's scared. I get it. She's scared. She knows she's held out a long time, and she's just scared. She's scared because every time she goes to the doctor, they hold her. She ends up. Her levels are low. She has to stay in there for a longer period of time than she wants to. And she's. I sometimes I forget by listening to Sonya that she's an older woman, but she's older too. And she don't want to be held. She don't want to be held in that hospital. Like they holding me in, just like when she passed out at the damn RV show, trying
Mm-hmm.
to trying to walk with you all of 90 something pounds, and you passing out at the RV show in
In
the
the hot
heat,
sun, yeah.
right? In the heat, and then they're telling you, ma'am, we're gonna take you. No, no, no. Can you just imagine her? I ain't get out. I ain't get out. I ain't get out. And she probably
Delusional, overheating, delusional,
and
and
she
and
probably does drink.
I'm a couple years older than her, so she's a half a century and then some, well over a half a century and a half,
She about to
and
be 57.
probably didn't eat,
And
and
she drinks.
and drinking and Lord knows what else she's doing. But when you get that age though, you can't go all day and not eat or drink. She acting like she's in her 20s, early 20s. You can do that in your 20s, but when you get older, your body and then you have to have some weight on you. You're already a buck 05 wet with your ears, not even a buck 05 with your ears filled up with water and your nose.
I think
You ain't
with
even 100 yet.
I think
So
with her, she's afraid to eat because she doesn't know what's gonna trigger her like bowel situation.
yeah.
Because it could end up with her being, having an accident or being on the toilet all night or
But
all
she,
day.
but Vicky, okay, like I've been sick for a decade at this point. I know what I can eat, what I can't eat. It's been 3 or 4 decades for her. Can't she know what?
Damn near 4.
Don't she know by now what she can eat and what she can't eat? What's
You
gonna
see,
make her sick and what's not gonna make her sick? Come on now, sis.
she eats pizza and fries as nutrition. That's her nutrition, pizza and fries. She said that I don't know what call it was. I just heard it recently, probably was something I re-listened to, but she said she was gonna order pizza and fries.
On that tablet call.
Yeah, so she oh that's what it was, the tablet call. Okay, she was ordering pizza and fries, and it's like, girl, why aren't you meal prepping? Like you are on the road now. You sitting there talking about it's cost this much to fill up the tank. Why don't you meal prep you some vegetables or go to the best store to go to that I find like when I want to meal prep is the Asian grocery stores because they have a lot of things like even the Mexican grocery stores they have things chopped up
Yeah, already
already for
chopped
you.
up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and those are like great if you don't want to do a whole meal, you can just buy the little chopped up stuff, and it's already prepped for you. But she's eating pizza and wings, and I gotta find something to eat, and she just sounds just like Shirley,
But with all that sauce, that's gonna and you got a weak stomach,
girl.
that's gonna send you straight to the restroom, like you said. Vegetables would be harder to die.
It's
all
more
you gotta do,
fiber.
yeah, it's more fiber. Get some food that's harder to digest.
Yeah.
Lettuce is hard to digest. Carrots are hard to digest.
Kale.
Kale, well, kale will be easy to digest, would it?
Kale is fibrous too. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's
I
quite
mean,
a few.
but any raw fruit, any raw
Yeah, you're
vegetable,
right.
not fruit, but any raw vegetable that you eat, whether it's kale or what have you, you're not putting it in the smoothie. You're not cooking it. So
Right.
if it's raw, it's gonna be hard to digest, and you can
Yeah.
make it off of that. So you can go to the place, get you some cheese and carrots, or some cheese and celery sticks. That's definitely gonna stop you up for sex. Is I
Yeah.
mean, I don't even have her problem, and I know what to do to not go to the restroom. Good God Almighty, and I know she got issues or what have you, but just I mean, you're gonna go to the restroom if you're eating pizza sauce and eating hot wings. That sends you straight to the restroom.
she don't want to go to the bathroom, and it's like it just is what it is. Like at that point, you should. If I were living her life, if she's on the road right now, I would have an additional potty chair. I'm just saying, I would. I would. If you don't want to clean out the toilet, I would have a potty chair that you can hose down. I'm because if I had her situation where I know there are some days where I'm just on it for hours, you just
Listen,
might as well get.
I was a caregiver. You don't even have to hose it down. All you gotta do is put a bag in it, and then you
There you
just
go.
toss it out in the trash can, and your chair is not messed up, and you good. And he think
She
he's slick. He think he's slick trying to bring up OJ, trying to bring up Bond. He was putting them buzzwords out there so he could put it on a bond to get some money. And OJ made that Bronco famous, and did he get out on bond? I'm like, look, well, you are not slick.
well and I know Shirley C is up here. So I apologize. I'll be quick. He's this was what did she say? She said he's telling her that he wants why is it good to take your equity out of your house? So he's thinking that he's coming up with $5,000 for I guess from her. She must have put. I got to go back and check the text messages because she must have said something about giving five on it, or he was
Yeah,
getting
she
five.
did. She did tell him she was gonna put $5,000 on it, but she never did.
Girl, she was never gonna do that. So she was putting 5,000 on it and like taking equity out of the house of a house that she technically doesn't own. Um, she's gonna put five on it, and so he's trying to put together like a legal defense, probably trying to take all of her money. That's how I know he screwed Shirley out of her house because he doesn't even understand how the concepts of it. How you downsize your equity? You mean like take a
How
equity
you
loan, a home equity loan?
tell me what that means when you get down in your equity? What that mean? Tell me what that mean.
Your equity.
Yeah, your equity. He said equity.
Girl, he I mean, just use still pimping and using women from the county, both counties. He's still pimping and using.
hmm And then what about this dream? I'm gonna get to you in just a sec, Shelly, because I want Vicky to go back to the first call too. What about this?
Oh, the
I,
dream,
yeah, the dream, the fake
girl.
dream.
She wanted Shirley to acknowledge her so bad. I think that was a temperature check for Nesto. She probably is dreaming about Shirley, but she wanted to be acknowledged by Shirley. She wanted to hear I think she wanted to hear Nesto bash Shirley because he had done so in the past. He had not spoken highly of her. God knows what he said to her out in the free world, but I think that's a desire for her to be acknowledged. Because I just got nosy one day and I started looking at her daughter's Instagram, and then I was
Mhm.
looking at her sister's Instagram, and then Sonya's not really connected to like the Steve Harvey Morning Show, but her daughter and her sister, they have connections to the show. I think it might even be nephew Tommy. Like they kind of sort of know each other.
Mm.
Like even I think her daughter, because her daughter has been in the game for a long time. Now she may not be like a dancer or anything, but she's a
Mhm.
bartender. She's a bartender. So
Yeah.
a lot of people tell their or get cool with the bartender. She's been on like podcasts and television shows. Her daughter has. So I think Sonya wants to be famous for her proximity. So when she tells these little stories about Oh, King of Diamonds this and King of Diamonds that. That's stories that she probably heard from her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, that dream, it might be true, but I honestly think she just wanted Nesto to acknowledge, like, to bash Shirley, acknowledge her, that she's the best, because he already said that, she pushed Shirley out the way, and then she wants to be in close proximity to Shirley. She wants to be acknowledged by Shirley. Like, she wants somebody to bring her name up so she can come out and tell all the tea. Cuz that's what she waiting on. She waiting to tell all everything he said about Shirley.
I'm inclined to believe because it's been 2 weeks after the ultimatum call. And remember, he was talking all that yang yang to Dre about Shirley need to make a decision of what she gonna do with him. And I'm inclined to believe that him and her communicated some kind of way, and we just haven't heard the call. That
Shirley?
But no, him and Sonya.
Sonia? Okay.
Yeah, I'm inclined to believe that they probably have a call out there that we haven't heard about, or maybe in
Probably.
text messages that Shirley is not gonna let him come home,
Right.
and that he's probably gonna go ahead and go forward with her, and she was dreaming about it. She had it on her
Mm.
mind. He done put a false hope in her head, and she done started dreaming about it. And she done started imagining her life with him. That's what I believe it is. And she want validation
She
that
does.
that Shirley is gone for real, for real. That's
Yes,
what
she
I feel
does.
like it is.
And think about it. She's like, "Well, I'm going wherever you go. We're gonna be on our RV, girl. He wants Prevost RVs. He does not want a camper. He's into big things. He likes to trade up for Prevosts.
Well, he gonna get if she do have one. What he gonna do is he gonna level her up, and they gonna get one off of her. So don't worry about it. No,
Well, she ain't got to worry about that because he gonna be in there for at least 20 to 25.
well, I'm just saying that's what's in his mind. That's what he thinking. So Shelly C, hey sis, how you doing today?
Hey, how are you both? How is the chat and
How
everybody?
are you?
Oh, we're great.
Well,
What you got to say about all this, ma'am?
well, I think this dream about Shirley is about like the dream about Wooten. She had that dream, remember? And I think
Mm-hmm.
she had that dream to be the savior. So I think this dream is to be the savior. And she's really fighting against Shirley, and then he wants, and like you say, she wants validation. She wants to be the one that saves him on both sides. She wants to save him in the law, and
Mm-hmm.
she wants to save him in the romantic side. So she wants him to be able to just say she is all encompassing, that she is just what he needs.
Hmm. Now you could be right about that. You could be right. If not, all three of us are right about all of it.
I
Cause
think so because
you never know what's going on in her crazy mind.
exactly because I mean, she's
One thing we can all agree on: Shirley live rent free in her head.
Girl, rent
absolutely,
free, tax free, rent free, light bill free.
absolutely. And as far as her not, well, her deflecting when it comes to going to the doctor, I think one side of that, the reason she deflects is because in her eyes, I mean, in his eyes, she has seemed to be the perfect thing. She's perfect. She's cute, she's petite, she's pretty. Everybody's jealous of her. And when he says, have you gone to the doctor? Then that's finding something wrong with her. And
Yes.
she doesn't want him to find anything wrong with her. She wants to forever be perfect. So when he say, well, have you gone to the doctor about that? She deflects. No, I don't want you thinking about me in that way. I'm perfect, remember. I'm what everybody is jealous of. My looks, my size, my weight, my hair. I put my glasses on and I'm the perfect. So she wants to remain perfect. So I think that's why she deflects.
Okay, that's a nice way of looking at it. And you could be, and that is a good answer for that because she don't want to appear like she's sick, and she want to act like ain't nothing going on with her, and so you could be absolutely right about that part of it also, Shelley.
Yeah, remember, this is, I think this is the day after Dion said, well, he told Dion some people can't afford me, or some women just can't afford me.
Mm-hmm.
So she is, at this point in time, she's trying to prove herself, and I don't think she doesn't want him to ignite, like and she's got arrested development to the max. I've never seen it like this before. Nesto has a sort of arrested development, but I think he accepts his age to a certain extent when it's useful to him. He'll accept the fact that he's 60 when it's to his benefit. With
Mm-hmm.
her, she does it to her benefit, but she don't want to be old at all. She's still, in her mind, she's still 21 just before
Well,
she got pow
he
pow.
didn't like it so much when she called when he was talking about them rings and talking about he had on the paw paw ring and she said, "Well, you paw paw." He talking about what? Huh? What you say? So I don't know
Because
about that bit.
I mean, well, that's why I said he uses it to his benefit when he needs to. Because he still think. I mean, they both of them have an arrested development to a certain extent. He's still like probably stuck in like just before he married Shirley. He thinks he can still get out, jump out, and he probably could because there's some women out here who are desperate. He could probably jump off the porch if he got released today or tomorrow, and go get a woman. He might not get the same caliber of woman, but he gonna get a woman with a check and convince her to level him up. And everything them folks said about me is lies. My ex-wife's people set me up. He could probably, he's persistent enough to where, because he's a bugaboo, and he's persistent enough to where he can make people believe that he's capable of all of these things, like doing these things, and some women will actually believe that. But for like, I'm in agreement with Shelly C as well. Like she does want to come off as perfect as because she thinks she's better because Shirley's got 10, 13 years on her, like 30, yeah, about 13 years on her. But Sonya's gonna be 50, well, 14. Sonya's gonna be 57 this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But only in age, Shirley look a whole lot younger than her. In fact, as far as looks go and body go, Shirley look way better than her. She could run circles over Sonya.
She really could, and Shirley,
And him, and really him too at this point.
yeah,
She looked, and that was see that's one of the reasons why he get with these older women because he want them older women to feel like that he's the prize because
exactly.
he's younger and you're not gonna find nobody else as good as me. And so you need to be happy to be with me because you're a whole decade older than me. So and I still chose you. So that's what he's banking on. He's banking on his youthful age also when he in there looking like Methuselah or Moses or somebody.
He
And as
really
for
does.
yeah, and as far as when they used to drive her around in the back, he did that on purpose. That's all part of his MO. He does everything to cater to the needs of the elderly, and that makes him look great. And that gives them more confidence that if he's willing to allow them to ride in the back like that, that gives them prestige, maybe in his mind, maybe theirs. And so that's all part of it too. I'll drive you in the back. I have no problem with that because I'm going to take all of your money anyway. So you riding
Yeah,
in the seat is nothing.
he's
It
in.
doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, he does give me the type, when he's talking to Dre, and even with the calls with Lamont are just horrible, but making them feel like he's the prize. He's the one that can go out and get it, and they're the only ones he want. How many times does he use Shirley's age against her when he's talking to everybody else? I'm not worried about anything because them folks is, what he calls, she's 75 years old.
Now he said 85, remember?
Oh, was it 85?
He said she was 80, 85, or something like
Them
that.
folks 85
remember,
years
remember,
old.
he gave her a whole decade.
Yeah. And I think he plants little seeds in their head to make them feel helpless too. Like with Sonya, he does like a go-getter. And she's just a plaything really. It wasn't meant for her to be like the main chick. She just
Mm-hmm.
happened to become the main chick because the main chick said, "Screw you, I'm done." Um, she didn't sign up for that. But so she
The
is a go.
backup plan. You're the
Yeah,
backup plan,
sh-
ma'am.
Yeah, because he doesn't have Erica anymore. Dominique, whatever happened between he and Dominique, Dominique was out of the picture by then, and now
Mm-hmm.
she's to me she's the unindicted co-conspirator.
Who?
Um,
Hold on. Who? Dominique?
mm-hmm. I
Hey,
believe
Joe.
so,
You think so? Yeah.
because Dominique was handling money. He was, Dominique was meeting with the victims.
Mm-hmm.
Dominique was, sitting while remember with Melody scratching. He sat down with Melody and no Dom when he met with Melody to talk about her social media getting her social media profile boosted up. She was meeting with Dominique, and
Yeah.
Dominique was the one like handling and transferring money. So he thinks his hands are clean when it comes to all this. None of that stuff is in his
Yes.
name. You know
Yeah. Remember, I said
that
that the other day. He made good and sure you don't put nothing in his names. Like his name, like Puff Daddy was trying to do. Hey, Bank, thanks for being here, and you and Joe. But he and Puffy tried to do the same thing. They trying to blame it on Cassidy. On
right
Cassie, well, she called the people. She paid the money. Where she get the money from? She ain't had no money, sir. You got all the
exactly.
money. So yeah, he did. He do. He's playing the same thing. Hey, Miss Boogie Down. But yeah, he's playing that same game. I'm not putting nothing in my name. I'm gonna let y'all touch everything. Everything gonna be in y'all name. So when it all go down, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't know. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know nothing about them folks, and them folks lying on me.
That was an insurance policy to keep everything out of his name, and he must have learned that from somewhere to make sure he had a resident agent that wasn't really tied to him, but they could be connected to him, to put to not have any money go in and out of his bank account, or if it went to his bank account, if it said Nesto, it was really set up in somebody else's name. So he, like back to my point, Sonya wasn't supposed to be like the main chick. She just happened to become the main chick. She's not main chick material,
Mm-hmm.
um, but she she wanted to be she wanted to be like the main chick. I think she wanted to try out, but she wants to be alone. Really, this is the perfect relationship for
But
her.
do she really, Vicky? Hey,
Yes,
beautifully made. But do she really want to be the main chick, or does she just want to be the person that he talked to and control him while he's in jail? Because I'm
that's what I'm
inclined
saying.
to, yeah, but I'm inclined to believe if he ever got free, I don't think he want her, and I don't think she really want him.
Oh no,
If they
I'm
were
not.
free.
Oh no, no. Well, if he got out today or tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
she yeah, she'd be on him for a little bit as long as he gave her the same loving that he gave her beforehand. The same treatment that got her all tripped up beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was enamored with the toys and all that stuff. So if he did it like that, she'll cooperate and do what he wants her to do. But she has
Mm-hmm.
no potential to like grow into anything. With Shirley, he basically mentally kind of crippled her. I
Mm-hmm.
know I know they said Shirley had like some financial issues beforehand, but she was doing okay. Like she's doing, there are a lot of celebrities who do not pay their bills. Let's be real. Like really, no, don't pay anything at all. But Shirley seemed to be doing fine before she met him. She might not have paid a bill here and there, maybe not taxes or something here and there, but she seemed like she was doing okay. He came in and she was like relieved for him to take that over because she didn't really have to think about it. And he put these self-conscious ideas, like kind of built up that self-consciousness in her. Well, you hear it all the time, him instilling fear in her. Be careful out there. All of them,
Mm-hmm.
them ninjas is crazy. They hit you over the head. Don't check your back seat. Don't, and this is valid stuff, but she's already a paranoid person. Shirley is, and I think she's apprehensive just about people being around her. Period. She's like seems to be very stuck up and selective about who talks to her, but he kind of like amped it up. That's my opinion.
But at the end of the day, he's setting her up for failure also. She doing the same stuff that Shirley was doing.
Hmm.
Believing everything that he say, trying to hold him down, um, saying that everybody's against him and everybody's jealous of him, and you know,
Girl.
Right, and he's running that same game on her. It was just so funny to me when he was trying to talk about O.J. Simpson, as if he did. Now, how the hell is O.J. Simpson gonna have the top lawyers in the United States and not pay them no money? Who do he feel like paid them some money?
First of
Other
all,
than O.J. Simpson. He wanted to bring money into this equation so that he, like I said, he was giving her those trigger words so it can put it on her mind, and she just crazy. So she going all off in left field, right field, center field, back field. With the conversation, but he was trying to throw out the key words to let her know, hey, are you gonna pay for this lawyer? And I really wholeheartedly feel like we only listened to what the first 20 minutes of this call. That's why they had so many calls back to back, back to back. I think these calls, I think it was like 4 calls in one.
I think it's
All just,
6.
oh, was it 6 calls
It's within a 2-day period, so some of them are
within a 2 day
clips.
period?
Hmm.
All of that was just for him. Hey, Lionel, thanks for joining us tonight. And thanks for hitting the like button. All of that was just to make sure that she paid this $250 to get this lawyer. And didn't he say they gonna owe 50 and she just paid 200 on it? If I heard that correctly, I couldn't quite figure out how he was gonna piece this $250 lawyer out. But at the end of the day, it's all just to try to get him another lawyer. And I guarantee you they have another call or some text messages where he's throwing a pity party about Shirley just exiting out the scene. He ain't got nobody, and she all he got. She all he
Well,
got, and she's gonna have to pick up the slack.
I mean, he straight
You
up told her. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Shelley.
I was going to say, I think she wanted to be all he had with Shirley's money.
Yes.
I don't think
Yes.
he wants to be all he had with now, like it is now. I don't think she wanted to be totally dependent on her. As long as when Shirley was in the picture, she was yapping. It was, I can do this and I can do that and I got the attorney and I got this and it was just so many different things and she was
Making all
big
kind of
dog.
promises, making
Yeah,
every promise under the sun.
life, I can get some life insurance and I can pay that and something. Oh, she was big dog. But then once Shirley stepped out the picture, then you could start hearing those ideas float out in the air. They would be, she float this idea, and she float that idea, and then she float that idea, and then this money, and then where are your people? Why aren't your people giving you money? Where are they? Why can't they put something on your books? Why does it just have to be me? But she asked for it to just be her, but only with Shirley's money.
Right.
Everybody was everybody was wanting everything as long as Shirley money was in the pot. But once
Exactly.
her money left the pot, it was like, oh, then everybody really scattered. Everybody was doing pep talks. Everybody was doing wishful thinking. Everybody had a lot of bright ideas, but nobody had any money to put in the pot. That's what happened once Shirley left it. So with Sonya, the way that it is now, I think she's just trying to prove to us that she's the only one that he really talked to and confide in. And she's just staying for YouTube. I don't really think
Yeah.
there's nothing in it for her. Because if
No.
she gets him, she has nothing but if now. But if Shirley had stayed, she would have him and Shirley's money, and then she could really be big talk.
Well, Shirley money out the pot, and Shirley left the block. Okay,
Yep.
and so baby, he yours. And
I
I
mean,
don't do that on our account because we don't care. I could care less who you be with and who you do and who you don't do or what have you. So please don't do it on my account, sweetie. And I feel like you right, Shelly C. It's all about show and it's all about showing us that we're wrong, and that's what that RV is about. Every move they make is both of them. They're just alike. Everything is calculated and everything have a reason why they do what they do.
well, he ain't. I mean, he ain't got nothing no more. Now he's just an old paranoid old man just sitting there waiting for D-Day. I think he's somebody who believes in one of the things I noticed, like going back through his Instagram, because somebody did go through his Instagram, and I was able to find the video where they kind of looked at all the pictures. his favorite catchphrase is everything's gonna be okay. And I noticed I'm like, damn, he actually says that a lot too. He's trying to will his way it like, play with affirmations and fast and do all this stuff to talk to God because he honestly thinks everything gonna be all right if I just keep saying it, everything gonna be okay. No apologies, no nothing. Everything just gonna be okay. He thinks he can just affirm his way, and I do believe in the power of affirmations and all that stuff. And if you will it, it will come. But it's not gonna happen, boo boo. You've done too much bad stuff. But I'm in full agreement with Shirley. See, she wanted to be number one with Shirley's money in play, and I don't know how she thought that was gonna continue to happen because she was mad because he was even talking to Shirley. Now, how was that gonna keep happening if he did not communicate with her? Because even in the calls they dropped, was it yesterday? The attorney called Shirley about that damn truck because they were gonna. What I think what you're asking about, I said what I said is that they were gonna try to finagle that G wagon into something. You know what I mean? They were gonna try to like get the G wagon, try to sell it because the G
Mm-hmm.
wagon he had paid for the G wagon with Gail's money.
Yeah.
So it didn't have a clean title, but it was paid for. So they were gonna try to. It seems like they were gonna try to get it back, sell it, and I guess I don't know how he was going to try to do it, but maybe have Shirley sign off on. I don't know, but he was trying to get some money from that, and he was saying he was going to give Sonya 10 or something like that. Just still scamming.
Right. From the jailhouse
Mhm.
cell.
And now it's a good thing that the police had to take that car, Shirley's G wagon, and turn it in to try to pay the victims because that's the reason that they got it. It's a good thing they did it that way because she was going to lose it anyway because of what you just said. She thought she thought the G wagon was really hers, and it wasn't. It was never in her name. It was the truck that was hers, and she didn't know that either. And that's what was in her name, and all of it was fraud, theft, by deception, all of it. She was going to lose the G Wagon anyway. He was going to do what you just said, flip it for some money. But the question was, what was he going to say to her as to what happened to the G Wagon? I wonder what story he had in mind for that.
Oh, he had one child. Don't worry about that. He had a story for you. You can best believe that. If he ain't got nothing else, he got a lot to tell. And gonna tell it well and gonna be so convincing. And she was gonna believe it. And then he was gonna come up with another fraudulent vehicle and bam. My man, my man, my man, my man. He came through again, because that's how she feels. That's how she thinks of him. Shirley really thought she had somebody high profile. She thought she had somebody that had some money and some leverage, and then the good looks was, in her eyesight, the good looks was the eye candy and the icing on the cake. And when it turns out, what it turned out to be was just a total fraud. And poor little Scooter, she just willing to take this fraudulent man and twist and turn herself in all type of knots to make the disclaimer that, whatever the people say. Then she says it's the opposite. He didn't do nothing. Everybody framed him. Then you hear her say that Erica got 18 charges herself, and that, some, and he said, well, the way he put it was, the folks went down there and lied on me. And then she took it as he was talking about Erica, but he was talking about Sheridan. But then since she was talking about Erica, he just came on board with the conversation that she was talking about. Because like he said, I just listening. He was listening really well to he's always really paying attention to her and listening to what she say, but she don't pay any attention to him because he's a scammer and he have to manipulate the conversation. So wherever she go, he have to follow so that they can try to stay on the same page. He can try to get his point across and he can keep her on board and he can appease her all at the same time. Because, I promise I still don't know what the mask got to do with her going to the doctor, you know, and with him saying somebody went down there. Them folk ran down there and told it on me, and then they said that the lawyer told him the reason why he was in jail is because he got a previous record. Well, she took that as well. She got 18 charges too, but a previous record is a previous record. You got a record. Not He didn't say that they got you for so many charges. He said they keeping you in here because of your record, i.e., meaning your record is what you did in the past. They're not talking about what your charges are. They're talking about they're keeping you in here because you have all these other different cycles. How many cycles is it? 19, 18, 19 cycles of theft. And they're the same type charges. All your charges are the same except for these CP charges that you received and the grape charge that you received. But everything else was theft by taking back in the day. And he did do one aggravated robbery, and that wasn't this time. But you did theft by taking and theft by deception in the past. So that's the record that them people talking about. And that's the reason why they're not going to bond you out. And that lawyer just, did just like the rest of the bond lawyers did. They just took y'all money, and they know they can't do nothing for you. So once again, pop goes the weasel, and we just popped y'all pocketbook, got some more money. So I don't know how many lawyers this fool think he gonna hire to tell him no. How many ways of no can we tell you before you believe us?
And those attorneys that he kept switching to, that was a strategy too, because it was a strategy to try to get those charges dismissed. Because generally, when you switch attorneys, a lot of the times it takes attorneys, even though in some cases it was just for the bond, but he was trying to switch lawyers. But in some cases, when you switch attorneys, it takes the attorney's time to catch up with your case. So if he switched one, he keep one this time, and then he's switching. So it depends on how bad the people want you. If you can't keep an attorney and you can't get done what needs to be done within the allotted amount of time, the law is supposed to get it done, then you have the chance of your charges being dismissed. So he was trying to work the system too and trying to get the charges dismissed.
Now, I didn't know that part. I didn't know if he kept switching attorneys and they didn't bring the charges properly, that it's a possibility that the charges could be dropped because of the attorney. I had no clue that that's why he.
You can they can. Now it just depends on what they are. Now they're not gonna drop unaliving somebody or something really serious.
Yeah, but with his type of charges, his white collar, because
misdemeanors, the smaller
he got all these white collar crimes, misdemeanor white collar crime charges.
Right.
So he was using that's why he kept changing so much. So that's the strategy that he was using.
It was part of a strategy, yeah.
And do you feel like that's the reason why he didn't tell his attorneys about everything that was coming up? Because each time he got an attorney, it's like they had to do a fact find to find out what was really going on with the dummy.
Yeah. I think it's all a strategy. He didn't want to tell them anything. He thought he would be out before he had to tell anybody everything. So he thought he'd get out, but he didn't recognize that this time this was really important. This wasn't the little small things he had gotten in. And who was that attorney that got a BC, with the one that got him out, where they did the NOLA price, where they didn't charge it. When they did charge it, he got out when Shirley told him, and when he told Shirley it was misidentification in those first three arrests he got when they got met when in the first part of the marriage. And he got out. He had told her that they had misidentified him. They had the wrong person, so he got out. But they NOLA priced those. They just didn't charge him for those. So he thought that doing that, he thought he was moving the same way. But what he didn't recognize is he was building up equity in his criminal enterprise. And
the equity.
The equity and the enterprise. And Fannie Willis said, "You built up enough equity. It's time for us to get our money out." So he couldn't get out. So he was trying to do those little quick quick get out quick things. So
But Shelley couldn't. But isn't it a possibility? Even if that would have worked, and they threw some more, because remember they kept dropping charges and adding charges and dropping charges. So
hmm
couldn't it been a possibility of him bonding out? They put some more charges on him. They go back and pick him back up and make him bond out again. Or once you bond out, you get to stay out until you go to court. Do you know how that worked?
they would have brought him back
They
for
would have just brought him right
extortion.
back. That's
They
what I
would
was
have
thinking. They
rearrested
would have
him.
just they
Yeah.
would have just brought him right back and put him right back in jail, right?
He would have gone back to jail. His
Hmm.
idea, his thing was to get out of jail was to say that he didn't do any of the things that he was charged for. And at the
Mm-hmm.
time, so he was trying to maintain Shirley. He wanted to make sure he didn't lose her, and he didn't want to lose her money. So he had
Mm-hmm.
to try to get out of there quick. And if he
Right.
got out, he could say, "See, they tell because for the longest time he kept so he don't say it as much now as he did before. He kept saying they're lying on me, they're telling lies, they're making things up, and blaming somebody for going down to the police department. He just kept doing that and having people to keep saying that like it was true when he knew what he had been doing. But as long as he said that and he got out, he would have kept that storyline going. But now that he's been in there for so long, he
Mm-hmm.
say it every now and then, but it's not to the same degree you know because Dre said on one of the calls, well, they got something. They're keeping you in here for something. If it's
Exactly.
not true,
Exactly.
then
They ain't
your
got you in
reputation
there for
been held
nothing,
against you.
Nustos. You ain't in there. They ain't holding you for nothing, Nustos.
And Dre with his good shady ass, he loved to just throw that shade on him. He loved to let Buckwheat know why he in there, and he in there, and don't let him forget that he's in there.
hmm Yeah, yeah. I agree with Bank too. He did think he was going to get out of Georgia so that he would be out of reach of the charges. But
Yeah.
what he don't understand is he's never really out of the radius of the charges if they want to go get him. He's not out of the radius of California if California really wanted him. All they would do was dispatch some detectives or the marshals or somebody here to get him if they really wanted him. They don't want him. But he
Right.
thinks that if he gets out of the radius, he's home free. But he's not really, because if they want him bad enough, they'll go get him.
Right. And I got some news for Buckwheat. Buckwheat, you're in the South Side, partner. You are in the South, and don't you know all these good old boys work together? Right now, those people from Louisiana that busted out of jail, and consequently somebody busted out of jail in Arkansas. Well, I saw today, I think it's Arkansas and in Columbus, Ohio. I'm not sure about Arkansas, but it was another state, and I'm trying to figure out what is going on with the jail. How come they can't keep people locked up? But at the end of the day, they're in the South, and all of these good old boys, honey, they network together, so they got all these states that's around Louisiana, Texas, Kentucky, Arkansas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, all in this whole mile radius around Louisiana. Anything that's south, that's considered a southern state,
Hmm.
they all looking for those dudes. And eventually they all will be caught. And it's gonna be some of these marshals, state
Well,
police or state marshals is that's gonna pick them up, and they better hope they make it out alive.
they caught. They just. I guess they must have caught one more today because Lady T Bug just posted something
Oh, they
about.
got another one today.
They got two left still from in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Now that one guy, Derek, I forgot his last name. He, I don't know if you know the history of his family with the NOPD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
His auntie that worked there.
no, his grandmother.
Oh,
Uh,
his grandmother. Oh, the one that the
his,
cop unalived.
yeah, and
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
that
I
one.
I can't believe that whatchamacallit pardoned him because he was up for the deep
Biden.
end. Yeah, I can't. I guess he must have done that for all the federal inmates on the row. But I'm just shocked because this guy he's never said sorry or anything like that. He's been locked up for many years.
No, he didn't be because they just cooked somebody a couple weeks ago. So
Well,
no, he didn't get all of the row people, but he maybe he got some
the
of them.
the federal rows.
Oh, okay, the federal. So because maybe this one was state. I didn't pay too much of attention of it, but yeah, I just saw a clip where somebody just went to the chair.
This is Lynn Davis. Lynn Davis was on federal row, and Lynn Davis he has never like said sorry for anything, nothing, not even like I mean, he was doing hits on lots of people. I mean, if he didn't like you, if you told like you went to internal affairs, and we all know New Orleans has been shady for a long time. NOPD is just if you we had kinfolk who was on NOPD, and some of the stuff that they would do, and it's like, what? I mean, it just is what it is. But he was never sorry about any of it. But he didn't. I don't think he deserved a pardon. I'm just saying, you
Well,
know,
I say buckwheat soft, cause guess what? Everybody busting out of jail except for him. Why the hell he can't bust out? Everybody else
because he
easy.
weak.
Four
Hey,
people, four people
Gabriel.
had four
But
people had broken out of Louisiana before those 11 did. But
yeah, and
it's either
one more broke out, and that white sheriff was on there. I'm so sorry, it's my fault,
hmm
and he gonna get to
hmm
keep his job. But that black lady didn't say that, so I think they're gonna get rid of her. I think they're gonna try to suspend her. But yeah, Buckwheat soft, cause everybody else busting out. Why he can't bust out? What's wrong with him?
But I forgot what you were just making a good point, Shirley. See, I'm sorry. Can you
oh,
remind me what?
I was saying that four people in Louisiana
No,
had broken
before.
out of prison before those 11 did, and they just broke out. It was four at one. It was four at one. Actually, five. It was four at one time, and then one by himself, and then those 11 broke out. So
No,
if
before
they've
it
had
before that, it was about Nesto. I'm sorry. I was
about the
paying it.
jurisdiction, about the radius of the
Oh,
jurisdiction, if they
well,
can go get him.
switch. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what I wanted to comment on. He was pushing for Shirley to move back to Cali. I think he was gonna. I do think he was gonna try to run. I mean, we kind of. A lot of us kind of have come to a consensus that if he got out, yes, I agree with you that it was going to be his vindication, because Shirley, he knows Shirley's not going to do due diligence and ask, oh, has the trial, has he gone to trial or anything? She thinks that being released, oh, you're done. Shirley's of the kind of mindset of you stay locked up, generally, mostly, not all the time, but generally you stay locked up until you finish and complete your trial. And if you go to court, that's it. She doesn't understand about um, at the time, at least, she didn't understand about bond hearings and first appearance and all that. Just the tediousness of these different motions and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't asking questions. She was asking questions, but he silenced her. He silenced her interest in it. So he just wanted her just to pay. So that's I do have something dropping soon about the how he kind of just he pretty much how she kind of cut him off with that. Um, he was gonna run. I think because he would have kind of told her, "Oh yeah, this," and that's why he was so hell bent on not having an ankle monitor. And I even think he would have slipped the ankle monitor. He might have stayed. He might have behaved for a little bit, and then pop that ankle monitor. Because he probably would have tested it to see how far he could go, how much he could do. Um, Maybe he may had his lawyer go back to court to modify the bond restrictions, or like what he could and couldn't do. And then he would have ran.
Well, Buckwheat, I highly advise don't you run, cause they got them dogs, and you might not even make it back. You may not make it back in one piece. So don't you run, honey.
He's a wuss.
They're not.
He's
It ain't gonna be in your favor. So I'm just saying you are in the South, sir. Keep that in mind.
let's get one thing clear. Nesto is a wuss. A wuss wuss. Like
Well,
he is
Alan say
not.
he got bad knees. He ain't going nowhere.
He he definitely ain't. I mean, he ain't going anywhere, but he's going to be. I mean, if he said that he got beat up by the people in jail,
Yeah.
um, he's not gonna fight back. He didn't say anything about fighting back. I just sat there, and I laid there and took it. I couldn't even fight back. He talking about you getting beat up. You gonna let them boys know that you're a punk? Seriously.
Well, most
Mm,
of the time, a bully that beat up, that bully women, that's normally how it goes.
I know.
You talk all that crap to women, and you allegedly did this to little young women, and you running the show, and you the man, and then when you get around the real men, you kind of you back down. Let me just say that
You,
much.
I think that he played. I think he played Shirley so wrong for him to be the scammer that he is, because with the exception of him getting those CP charges and the SA charges, which is why he was one of the other reasons he was trying to get out of jail before those actually dropped, because Shirley was really with this guy. She was really with him, and had he taught her the ropes of jail, like telling her about the hearings, telling her about what was going to go on, telling her about what to expect. If he had actually treated her like he was informing her with some of the questions she asked, she would have still been with him outside of the CP and the SA charges, because I'm sure come with Steve, he might have talked her out of it. But I
Mm.
think she would have stayed a whole lot longer had he
Yeah,
treated her better.
she may
He
have she may have stayed longer, but I don't think she would have stayed to. I
She
don't
may
think
not
she would
still
have
be
stayed
there
to the end.
now. Yeah,
Yeah,
with
because
those
but
CP.
baby, somebody told her something because on that ultimatum call, she
Yeah.
told him you ain't out till you out. And as of right now, you ain't out. All I know is today is what she says Thursday or Tuesday.
All I
And
And
know
you
is
know,
today is
getting the
Thursday.
ultimatum.
today, all I know is
Hmm.
today is Thursday. Your ass ain't out until you get out, and you
You're.
ain't finna pin me down to nothing. I'm not saying
Mm-mm.
nothing. I'll talk to you when you get out, buddy.
I
And
Yeah.
wish.
so,
I wish she would have gave it to him a little bit harder. I understand why she didn't in retrospect. I mean, I flip flop on her too. I kind of understand her a little bit. But I wish she would have gave him the business. But I respect it because she didn't want to get out of pocket on the phone, and I understand she still had love for him in a sense,
mhm,
because
She gave him the business, Vicky.
eh,
You think about Shirley, for as nice as she had been with him, for as many times as she had said Job, as many
mhm.
times as she say God is for us, God is with you, say your prayers, and remember to say in Jesus' name. I told you that many times. Say it in Jesus' name.
and just your
She had,
name.
yeah, and she had just, but for her to say, no, you don't tell me.
Right.
You don't tell me what to say. You don't know. No, no. No ultimatums. No ultimatums. She did it in such a way that that was her way of giving it to him without having to get down and dirty. That was her way of doing it. She gave it to him.
It was a classy little quiet read. Like I said, for me, I know that I'm ignorant, and a lot of times I ain't got no sense. So I
And,
probably would have.
and she was MIA for a while, remember?
Well,
Hmm.
he wasn't. I mean, he wanted to call her when the dang old charges dropped. Like he trying to trying to see what she gonna hang on to, and like trying to. And then he's calling her also to he's only calling her when he wants to call her. Let's put it that way. He's calling
Right.
her because that's one of the biggest areas he messed up in is not keeping up with her like he should have.
Right.
Not checking in on her, not making everybody else do it. But God bless it. He was on the phone with whatchamacallit 5 times a day,
That was
every
his
day.
entertainment. That was his entertainment.
Well, let's see
Mhm.
where entertainment got you. She's on the road trying to with no inverter, freaking out, having a poop in a bag, eating pizza and fries, driving herself crazy. I mean, see, look where that got you. I mean, she gone in the wind, bruh. She's not
Right.
even coming to visit you anymore. That's the crazy thing. She wants to do the tablet visits, and that's it, and that's all.
She
She not even.
busy. She busy. She gotta do business adventures that she gotta get to, and she living her best life. But he told her to go on and live her life, go on with her life, and go on and live your life.
And
But at the end of the day, let me just reiterate this one more time. As far as Shirley's stand, as far as her stand, as long as she did, keep in mind she was married to this man for almost a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And even though when you married to somebody, it's a difference when you have a relationship with somebody. Because something about them papers is it just hit different for whatever reason. I don't know why. People can stay together 25, 30 years and they say they done. All they gotta do is just say you who gonna take what or whatever, especially if it's amicable. And y'all can just get y'all you can just get your little five pair of pants and roll on out of here. But when you marry, it's a total different thing. And I don't know why, but people feel like it's something that's permanent or what have you, and it's supposed to be permanent. That's why. Yeah, I do know why, because it's a contract and it's supposed to be permanent. So whenever
Mm-hmm.
you get a divorce, like I said, you may be gone. You may make that decision to leave, but that doesn't necessarily mean your heart is gone. That that you fall out of love. You just made a conscious decision to take care of yourself and to make that decision to leave, but that doesn't mean that you're not still in love with that person, unfortunately.
And you gotta change your whole mindset. You
Right.
you had
Yeah,
one mindset for years,
For
and
years.
now on a drop of a dime, really,
Yeah.
you got to change that. So you got to change your thought process. You got to change your behaviors. You got to change the people that you're around. You change your environment. You have so many different things that you have to change while continuing your life as usual. And to do that, it takes time. It's hard to just jump in it and just do it.
I
And
think I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just throw this in too. It took nine, I'm gonna just say a decade. It took a decade to be with you and to love you and to give my life to you. So more times out of 10, it's probably gonna take a half a decade to get over
To get
you.
over you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to say like okay, the call I have been like this been stuck on my head is and I that's when I'm kind of dissecting, especially in the call you just played too, and piecing them together. When Lamont told him, "Hey, you need to call your folks every day or every other day, or even if they don't answer, you need to still call and let them know that you're calling." And he just was like, that was February 3rd of 2023, and he was just like, and I know Sonya was on the phone, so like, okay, I get it. He wasn't trying to like, he wasn't trying to say too much with Sonya on the phone. I get it, but the fact that he was just kind of like, I'll call him when I'm, I'm not worried about that. I ain't too much worried about that when, because what this whatchamacallit was telling him is like people over there are not they're not they ain't saying too many nice things about you. Basically, it's like they're kind of putting he didn't say it like that, but he just basically told him like it's not looking good. You need to make sure that you stay in contact with him. Thank God he didn't call her, but that is where that narcissistic attitude came in. That he's like, well, I'm not worried about that. Like, oh, okay, I ain't worried about them folks. And I'm saying that because like what Banks said, he said it was Debbie in her ear. It may have been Debbie in her ear, but sometimes you kind of also need somebody who it sounds like Debbie hasn't been like as vocal to her about Nesto as maybe some other people have been. So maybe she appreciated that. And so she's, with Debbie living with her, and they're both in a kind of similar situation. They're both don't have their husbands anymore. It may have been like an eye-opening experience where Debbie, they're sitting down, they're talking, they're kind of going over things. Well, he said this to me. Well, Nesto does that to me too, and you're starting to realize, hey, okay, I have been blinded. So I think like early on with the third attorney,
Mm-hmm.
she was she was kind of fed up right then and there because she was pretty much she was getting her life together. He was not out. He was making empty promises. Even on that call, he was telling her, "Oh, we'll call the guy down at the dealership and tell him to come see me, and I'll get you a car." That shit didn't happen. I mean, like
And
all
he,
the
and he told her that the lawyer was gonna get the G wagon back. And hey, Shay B, remember he told her that?
well, that was it. That's on these days. The call you just played. That was
Yeah.
in July. I mean, yeah, July. That was in July of 2023. So he was careless, and that was reckless behavior. If you're a scammer and you like doing the long con with your wife or whatever, you like a romance scammer, you're supposed to like keep your game tight. And Lamont, that's why Lamont didn't even try to come through with any money. And Lamont's like, you got it over there, you just got to keep up with it. It's like but you're not keeping up with it. I'm telling you what the word is. Do what I'm telling you to do. Lamont told him straight up, no, just do what I'm telling you to do. Keep up with your people. Call them every other day. And him trying to play it cool with Sonya on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't too
Showing
much.
out, showing out. That's all he was doing.
Well, I ain't too much worried about that, cause you heard it, right? You heard for yourself, right? You heard it, right? You heard him say it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
But,
heard him,
but
but
but even Lamont smart enough to know how to treat a woman and how to keep your woman on your side and how to keep her in your back pocket.
I just thought it was like when I heard that I'm like, oh, okay, so Lamont's in on the long con too. Lamont knows that he doesn't love her, but at least Lamont is, yeah, you're right. Lamont is saying, look, stupid, keep keep your drawers clean for at least for right now while you're in jail, and when we get out, keep her happy, let her know that you love her. When you get out, you deal with the hard stuff when you get out, but right now you just gotta like you gotta keep the money coming. And so when I hear these calls, especially when I heard like about his new charges, that's why I was kind of like, okay, he gets no sympathy from me. He gets no play, no love. I'm glad he messed up with Shirley. I'm glad he didn't keep up with her, because this is all his fault.
But
None of
Lamont,
this is. Go ahead.
Lamont was trying to put him on top of the game, and Dion too. Lamont say, man, just keep your head straight. Read you some books. Stay off that phone. And like you said,
Right.
call your wife. Lamont gave him some basic details that he did
Like,
not
yo,
follow.
right. Call your wife. Like,
Yeah,
hey, just call her every other day. Even if she don't answer, call her
right.
back.
Some
You know,
basic instructions that you just could have followed, and you could have had your wife.
and what I mean, he want to sit there. You want to play house with a little demon on the other end who doesn't even believe in God. Here's your wife. She You mad because she getting her life together. She told you she got an apartment, and you getting mad because she out to dinner with friends, trying to hold her on the phone, make her go to the bathroom. You know she don't like stinky stuff. Like, I mean, he was doing any and everything to try to. He would have these serious moments of like anxiety. He's like, well, can you just go to the bathroom? Like, when he was trying to maintain control, and at a while, she's like, no. When he was talking about the lawyer, he kept trying to talk about the lawyer. She's like, okay, that's it, that's it, that's it. And he didn't quite. He said, who are you talking to? She's like, I'm talking to you. She told him right then and there, I'm not doing anymore. I'm not doing. That's it for the attorney, because he wanted her. He was trying to run a play with Shirley and the attorney to say, have the attorney talk to her to try to make her keep paying for the attorney. And she said, no, 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 that's it, that's it, that's it. Okay, that's enough. Because she didn't even want to talk about the law stuff. When she got tired, she basically just didn't want to hear about it anymore. That's when she started getting like, you're out when you're out.
Mm-hmm.
So this the games that this man continued to play, I really do wish that the prosecution plays all of these in court, or plays like the snippets of them in court, so
Mm-hmm.
the jury can understand, if it even goes to court. I still have a feeling that he may like still try to plead for his life. I still I don't. He's playing hardball with himself right now, but I personally think he's going something in him is gonna give up.
I think them new charges is he probably already was leaning that way, but them new charges definitely gonna make him lean that way. So I don't feel like we're gonna get no court case.
I want
Uh,
one.
I want one too, wholeheartedly. But hey, Queen Black, thanks for joining us tonight. I don't think he's gonna go to court because with them new charges dropping, capital punishment, and then theft by 100 million charges of theft by deception and taking,
The
and
Yeah. And then they
identity fraud and some of that stuff. He's already did some time on, but it ain't enough time for what he got going on.
no, it's
So,
he hasn't. I mean, he's got enough to get, like you said, time served, and if the judge is nice, they can say, okay, yeah, we'll do it like, not consecutively, concurrently,
hmm
and you're good that way. But like these new charges, especially
hmm
with the underage stuff, oh
yes,
baby,
sir. That's a whole
you
new ball game,
that's
partner.
like, yeah, like somebody's coming in there, somebody's going to testify, somebody's going to say yes. I don't recall. I'm too. It was so long ago. I don't quite remember the exact date. But he brought me here. He did this, and
On
then
his
you get.
birthday,
Uh,
January the 8th and the 9th. Remember?
well, you know how stupid they are. They actually gave the prosecution like he was trying to, when he was sitting there trying to run his alibi down with Sonya,
hmm
old goofy self. They said, okay, well, yeah, I didn't know this person until 2020 or 2019. I was here. I was there.
hmm
You done gave the prosecution. Oh, okay.
The
So,
whole timeline, baby. And Alice say, do y'all think that the prosecutor will offer him a plea deal? No. But what he can do, Alice, is ask his lawyer to ask the prosecution, what he call a prosecution, if they can just take off a couple minutes of his time off, because that's all they're gonna
right.
take off is a couple minutes. But they
Yeah.
haven't offered him a plea deal. I don't feel like they're gonna offer him a plea deal, but he can't ask his lawyer to try to go talk to him and see what they can, shave off, and it's gonna be a small shaving.
Well, I think Sonya really messed that up for him early on. I'm gonna be honest with you.
hmm
These are my thoughts. Sonya went to Krail and like she is doing. We're going to trial. We gonna go to trial. Who is we, Heifer? I mean, not that I'm not feeling sorry for him, but this man is up for his life, not you. He's going up for his life, and you talking about, well, there's no deals. No, we're not taking no deals. No, we gonna go to trial. She told Krell to tell the prosecutor that. So the prosecutor's like, oh, really? Okay,
Right.
you feeling froggy? Okay,
And
well,
then don't forget she went over there and talked to the prosecution herself.
my
Sent
gosh,
that email. And Shabby said he has to be willing to admit something, and he's not going to do that. Shabby, you
yeah,
don't think he'll admit to? I mean, he may admit to the identity fraud because that's
yeah,
not that. He may admit. I feel like he would admit to. Okay, yeah, I did do the identity fraud, and yeah, I did have that woman to get that ring at Danielle Diamonds, because I'm pretty sure it's not going to be just identity fraud. They're going to want him to plead to something pretty big. So I
mhm,
bet he'll probably say, well, yeah, I did have her to go get that ring, some of that nature, but he ain't gonna admit to too much of it.
We know
I I
Erica.
I, I can guarantee you that. What you
Erica
think?
pleaded to every.
yeah,
Erica pleaded to all of her account, all of
yeah.
her
She
counts.
she
A whole
sure
what?
did.
How many was it? 13.
And she
She
at
pleaded
home right
guilty.
now too, ain't she?
That's
Yep.
exactly right. So I don't think they will let him get away with pleading to just a few. I think if they if Hoover went to them and say, look, what if my client takes a plea? What can we get?
Yeah. What
And
can we
then
take off?
yeah, and if he takes the plea, he's gonna have to plead to everything. He's not going to just
Yeah.
be able to say he's not going to be able to pick and choose what he can plead to. He's going to have to say I'm guilty, 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 guilty 39 times. Yeah,
Mm,
but see, we're talking about the
Yeah.
RICO, and so
Right.
are they really going to do that? And even so, even if they did that, he would probably still it would probably still be say 10 years. Let's say he's still going to have to say he's guilty to all of it in
Everything.
order to get
but
those ten
guys,
years.
he also can say that he's guilty of the new charges. He can say, yeah, I did that, and then let him plead to a lesser charge to lighten that sentence
Well,
up too. Because
I
I've
don't.
seen I've seen them do that also. And real say to get a deal, he'll have to plead to everything. Yeah,
I
what
Hmm.
don't
just
think.
what Shelley just said.
I don't think he wants to plead guilty to the new charges, like, because those are the ones that would
But
get
if
him.
but if you plead to all of them, sometimes if you plead to all of those charges, then sometimes you can plead and they'll give you a lesser charge to make
Well,
it.
If it gets him out of jail, if it gets him out of jail,
Oh
if
yes, he
they
will.
said if you plead guilty to every last count and possibly depending on what it is, explain to us how you did what you did, why you did whatever, and you can go home today. That man will stand right up there and tell them every single thing. And
Mm-hmm.
then when he gets home, he's going to say, I had to do that because they made me do it in order for me to get out. You know how they do us. They make us take a
yeah.
plea in order to get out of jail. So
Right.
he's trying to work both sides of the river. But if they say you can go home, he's going to jump up there and he may even
I
tell
don't
them
think they're
something
gonna
they
let him
don't
go home,
already know.
Shirley. I don't think they're
Uh,
gonna let him go home. Even if he admitted to everything, what I feel like they would do is just give. Because I watch, and the reason why I say this is because I watched those Louisiana parole hearings,
Mhm.
and I watch a lot of those hearings, right? And then like when he read those cases off, like sometimes those people do some horrific crimes, and then they say that they pled guilty, and then they got them a lesser charge. Nevertheless, they still go to prison, but they just don't get the time that the actual charge of what the actual crime was, because they plead, like, let's say they had let's just say they committed murder, right? And so they'll plead to manslaughter. They'll admit to the guilt, and then they'll give them manslaughter charges versus the murder charges. So that's what I'm talking about when I say that. But
yeah,
he's
I
not
don't
gonna go
think
Well,
home. Yeah, he ain't
No,
going
I don't
home.
think he's. Yeah, I don't think they are. I was just giving that as an example to say that
Yeah.
if they did offer him that, he would admit to guilt. But other than that, or I think Vicky was saying he wouldn't admit to guilt, and I
well,
agree with that. But if they gave him a good enough deal, he probably, if they said you can go home, he probably would. But I'm not saying they're going to let him go home. I don't
mm-mm.
see that happening.
I was thinking of because of the X crimes,
Mm-hmm.
because he might have to register. You know what I mean? It limits who he can be around.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of limitations, and he basically, I mean, of course there are opportunities out there for him to make money, but he can't. It would mean that he couldn't be around, like he even though he doesn't go around them, but he can't be around kids. He
You
has
talking about his grandkids?
his grandkids, his
I know that's where you
grandkids,
was going with that. But
but
but but also too though, Vicky, remember she's underage, so guess what he's gonna have to do? He's gonna have to register as an ex-offender.
that's what I was saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
Yeah, like, he
oh,
was
okay.
because it would limit like what he's able to do because he has to register. So, and I don't think he wants that on his sheet because he's still got charges elsewhere. Let's put it that way. He could. I mean, technically, Nesto could actually, if they, let's just say they drop all this and they just say, okay, well, we're overwhelmed, or whatever. They come up with something and they drop all of it. The feds can pick this up, and you know what I mean, because he has enough cross country charges for it to be federal. So he would he would have to register. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want. I know that's one thing he has been vehemently denying is these SEX charges. Now he may not think that they're whatever happened in those situations are considered crimes because for whatever reason he just thinks women's bodies don't we don't have autonomy over our bodies. Um, and he kind of has a mindset of like women are just objects. So he may not think that they're sex crimes and he can go out and get whatever woman he wants. He never had trouble getting women,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't want that on his rap sheet at all.
Well, it's gonna be on there whether he wanted or not, whether he plead guilty to it or not. Because if they
Exactly.
find him guilty, he's gonna be in the world
Yep.
of trouble, and he's still
Yeah,
gonna have to register. So
yeah,
his
Exactly.
yeah.
best bet is to try to,
Yeah.
like Real say they have an offer. They don't want to offer him a deal, but I feel like his lawyer can still go in there, finagle his way through, and talk to him and see, you know. And then sometimes the prosecution too, they be puffing out their chests when they say stuff like that, and they may wait to the midnight hour, to the last minute, because ultimately, let's keep it real, it's gonna cost the taxpayers money to go to court, and
Mm-hmm.
it may take a long, considerable amount of time. They're gonna have to get some experts in there.
Mm-hmm.
If because Sean seemed like he's gonna make them dot the I's and cross the T's, so he
Mm-hmm.
seemed like he's gonna really fight. So that means the state is really gonna have to spend a whole lot more money than what they're spending now. So
Mm-hmm.
they may just say, okay, let's take some of this stuff off the table. Let's try to work it out. So far, they haven't done that yet, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not to say that they can't do that or that they
Right.
won't do it.
Well, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen with the CP case. They still state that they have enough evidence to gain conviction on the CP. Although they were over there celebrating, saying that that was a win, and people were just talking, and they shouldn't, believe the first thing that they hear. They say they have the right to bring that back up. So
Mm-hmm.
that's not off the table either. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when he found out that Erica pled last year, that would have been my time to been like, talk to my lawyers, like, look it. We got to work out something, like, cause I mean, it would have been a young thug moment. It's like, okay,
Well,
whatever.
let me ask you this, Vicky. When because I can't remember when Erica pleaded to all of those charges. Has Sean came on the scene yet?
Let me think.
Was Sean his lawyer yet, or was he still dealing with
No,
Crail and Hannah?
No,
no.
I think it
Yeah.
was Carell and Hannah. Yeah.
Okay, and then Sean came like that in the summertime, didn't he?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken,
He
Shelley,
came
correct me from.
he came about 4 or 5 months later after Erica got her. I think she got her deal what, like in February or March or something like that, April,
I
something like
thought it
that.
was like April. I thought it was April.
April,
Shelley, do you remember?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking it was around April. It was
around
early.
April, and
Yeah.
then Hoover came on what like in September, October, or something like that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See now. Okay, I'm getting my years mixed up because I'm thinking Hoover just came on last year, which was wait a minute,
2024.
2024. So he just came on in 24. Erica.
Erica got
Yeah.
hers like in
And
the early part
e-
of
e-
24, and then
Early
Sean came
part.
on. Yeah, she
Yeah.
came on. She got hers in the early part of 24, and then Hoover came on at the end. Like in towards I think it was like after school started. It's like September or something like that.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
by that time, how long has that's what 5 or 6, 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, I was still went
Mm-hmm.
to Hannah, but like I know that I know my girlfriend keep calling you, but like talk to me. Look, what can we work out? Like, go to them and tell them this. I know her crimes are like kind of sort of separate from mine, but I mean, what can we work out? Because even remember, well, no, I take that back. Because Hoover said, I think Hoover came on like maybe was it maybe late summer? Because remember, Sean was ready to go to trial then, and then Hoover said he needed 6 months.
You mean Wooten? Wooten wanted. Wooten said he
Wooten,
was
yeah,
ready.
Wooten
Yeah.
said he was ready, and then Hoover said, "Well, I need about 6 months to get caught up
Mhm.
to get caught up on the casework."
Right.
So
And that would have been like I think we would think I thought we thought he was gonna go to court like in October or November or something like that. Now that you're saying that.
So it might have been like within weeks of each other, if I'm remembering it correctly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody check correct me. Shelley, see correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember that hearing where Hoover was like, "I'm not ready. I need 6 months."
Hmm.
Yeah, because who we didn't have that hearing until like September or October when he
Hmm.
wasn't ready, and then he postponed it to this year,
Okay,
and
okay,
then so it would have been like first part of summer, latter part of spring, somewhere in there close, because they stretched that date out because we were like, wow, why is that date all the way out into October or something like that? So
Right.
it was the latter part of spring, first part of summer, somewhere like that when Hoover came on. But
Hmm.
it wasn't long after
But Bank is
Eric.
saying that she said, remember Hoover showed up for the first divorce Zoom hearing, and I believe that was in
That was
June.
in
Uh,
April, wasn't it?
for the first
Yeah,
divorce hearing.
yeah.
Yeah, she had the first divorce hearing in April, and and
Mm-hmm.
and they couldn't serve him, and then it took all the way to June or July or something like
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
and but I just can't remember when Hoover came. I mean, when yeah, Hoover. I just can't remember when he came on. But I do remember, like you said, I do remember he said he needed 6 more months, and I thought the 6 months because I thought we were saying that we might get the trial before Christmas. Don't y'all remember us saying that on the
Yes, I
Right,
remember.
Ladybug
I
right.
show?
remember
Which it
that.
which it
Yeah.
was it came up in October, and
Yeah.
then something else must have happened because Hoover said he wasn't ready because Wooten said because Nasser was saying how he wanted a quick trial, his fast trial, and Hoover, I mean, and Wooten said, I'm ready now. And Sean looked over there at him and laughed. And he said, oh, no, 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 we're not ready. We need more time. Um,
Well,
so
he was
yeah, that
trying.
was,
He that was when Hannah. He was like, I just want to like. He said something. I don't forget what he mumbled something, and the judge was like, pardon,
He
and
said, I
she's
want
like,
he said, I want a speedy trial, Judge. I want a speedy trial.
mm-hmm,
and Hannah was like, I'll talk to him.
He ain't say nothing, Your Honor.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And next time can say, in my opinion, Nestor is done because he has dug his own grave. Let me just read a few comments. And Banks say, no, that was after April. That was when he busted out some of the vloggers.
yeah. He was
I
kind
I
of
remember that. And
he was
Hoover came out shortly after he got hit with the RICO late April. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
around May is what Bank
yeah.
was saying. Yeah, because see, we thought the 6 months, and we said that I remember us thinking that because I remember us discussing it, saying that it's not gonna happen Christmas because that's when they go on vacation. And we said, well, maybe it'll be at the 1st of January when we was on Lady T Bug's channel and we was, trying to figure out when they was gonna have a trial. And then Hoover came back and said, well, I got another. He remember he's supposed to go to court in February, wasn't it? And he said I need some time off because he had another case.
Yeah, and he played that guy out 20 to life. So, so I mean, but that young man does have unaliving charges. So, like, I mean,
Right.
that's, but that's to answer Shaby's question. Yes, these charges that they're charging him with, these recent charges are capital crimes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Capital punishment.
I mean, if because the judge, I believe in.
And it started at 25 years, Shabby, for the capital punishment charges. They start at 25. So that's why come it's gonna be his best bet to if he can get anything taken off of the table, baby, go on and buckwheat, go on and plead to everything, sir. Go on and confess.
He has not come up with any. I mean, I understand he shouldn't discuss his defense over the phone.
Okay, Shelley. Yeah.
I get that wholeheartedly. Um, but like he's not. He's been on the phone like claiming he basically um she's put him at at the scene of pretty much everything that they've claimed him with, like everything that they charged him with. The victim of the new charges.
Well, she got that mouthpiece. She got that
She got
mouthpiece.
she got that mouth. She got that
She got
mouthpiece.
that mouthpiece. That
Ooh, yeah.
mouthpiece. So, hey.
Yeah. She ferocious. She's ferocious. She's ferocious. But she's put him at the scene every single place. When he was like straight up telling Drake, I don't know them folks. I don't know nothing about it. All that stuff is they ain't got nothing to do with me. That's my because I'm still trying to determine who's the business partner, and is Erica the business partner or is Gail the business partner? Because he has intertwined that business partner thing. I don't know if he's calling when she was saying these when she called out his new charges on the recent calls. He's like, oh, that's my. He said that's my co. Then he said that's my business partner because he was about to
Mm-hmm.
say my co-defendant. So
Mm-hmm.
he's put himself in places because he's told her too much, and then I haven't heard him like tell her all of this stuff. So that means that there's more pins, there's more calls out there that on people's pins that he's used,
Mm-hmm.
where he's absolutely spitting everything, how they know how can be put at the scene of the crimes for all this stuff. So it's over with. Like, what kind of defense can you really put up? I don't know them folks. Is not a defense. You know what I mean? That ain't none of me. That's not my character. I was helping people. Is not a defense. I mean, and just putting him on the stand would be a nightmare for any any defense attorney to put. You know, I don't think he would even take the stand in his own defense. And be honest with you,
I don't think he's gonna take the defense, but I feel like the defense that Sean is gonna use, nothing was in his name.
that they can try to play that, but
That's just a scenario to give because you guys keep saying you don't know what defense they can use. A law, you can always find a defense, and I just feel like that would be one argument that they could have is, you know, uh,
but you know what?
they was willing participants. I had a relation. He had a relationship with their, he slept with all of them, and they all wanted to put that stuff in their name. He didn't coerce anybody to do anything. They did that on their own. And I feel like that's the defense that they may go with. And I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. Not a lawyer. I'm like Little Scooter. I'm just Law and Order. I watch Law and Order. That's all. That's it.
Well, I
But
watch Criminal Minds.
so that could be that could be. But I'm just saying that could be a plausible defense. It's not going to work, but that's the only thing that they could say. What else could they say?
I mean, they would have to go the P Diddy defense, like you saying, like, well, he's not a good guy. We know that he's never been faithful in his marriage to Shirley Strawberry. You know,
Hmm.
they would have to come right out and say Ernest Williams is not a he's you're gonna hear things about Ernest Williams that he's not a faithful guy.
Hmm.
He's cheated on his wife.
Right.
He's not, and they would have to like he'd have to own up to some of this stuff.
Hmm.
You're gonna hear jail phone calls where he's admitting to cheating on his wife. Where you're gonna hear phone calls where he is, obviously flirting with a mistress or a girlfriend
Right.
that he maintained a relationship with for several years. You're gonna,
Thanks to my Ernest Dog Williams.
Ernest Victor Dog Williams. You're gonna hear,
But
they would
yeah.
have to. What I'm really curious to hear about, I want to hear his life story because I have tried hard to, because he's used so many aliases and so many different dates of birth. I have been trying to find like his family
Hey, cowboy. Right.
and my
Don't do
investing.
that. Don't do that.
No,
Them
I'm not
people.
gonna contact anybody. I just want to
Yeah.
hear his. I just want to like see his like story. I want to because I know he's from Augusta, but I just kind of want to see where he comes from. Like how, what could have, what could have like possibly got him here? Because that's one thing that we just really haven't heard that much about. We have not
Child,
heard much.
sometimes ninjas just ninjas. Okay. Sometimes you can have the best childhood on the earth, and some people just decide that they want to go
Oh,
live.
I know, I know.
So it don't actually even have to be a story. I'm pretty sure his story is like everybody else that was poor and in the South and back in his time frame, which was the 60s when he was born. And he probably just didn't have enough. And his mom and them couldn't buy him enough hats and still Stetson hats and cowboy blue jeans that he wanted. So he decided that he was gonna, as a kid, he decided that he was gonna go take what he want because his parents couldn't afford the things that he wanted. And instead of him instilling a work ethic, he instilled a scamming and thieving ethic. Is what he, the ethic of crime. And so I'm pretty sure, and I don't know, this is just a theory. I'm pretty sure that it probably ain't even nothing. And it could be, mom and daddy, daddy might have left or daddy wasn't around long enough, to his liking, because a lot of people, when they raised in these households, a lot of times you never know what affect a child, right? And so even if the mom and the daddy was together, if they fought all the time, which he said they did, that could affect the child. So who knows why Buckwheat went down the road he went down? And I'm not gonna even put that on his mom and daddy. I'm gonna put
No,
that
no, no.
on him.
What
Yeah,
I'm curious. I just want to. I really just want to see. I'm like, okay, because I want to like see if there's anything that how he got this narcissistic personality. Like, I'm not
yeah,
saying he's a narcissist because
yeah.
I think the because I think I did find his dad's obituary, but does have a common name. So but I do think that this is the person. But I don't think he was named even put in the obituary.
They was back at him then.
I mean,
So
so
that mean Buckwheat stole the silverware before his daddy died, and they wouldn't even put his ass on the obituary. That's
probably
exactly
said,
what that means.
"Let me borrow it for my wedding," and then did
Well,
never brought the
on good times. Remember when James Freeman came by and stole the stainless steel salt shaker from James in Florida? Buckwheat stole the salt shaker and the pepper shaker.
probably
Yeah,
girl.
he
But
stole
he,
the family heirlooms, and they couldn't even put his name on the obituary. That's what I'ma say.
but it's just really. I mean, with him, it's just funny how you see the same patterns like that. You see his pattern of manipulating people.
Yeah,
How how he's a divide and conquer man. He turns his kids against each other. When you trying to tell Sonya that her sister's she's a gold digger, gold digger. Meanwhile,
and he invented the name.
I mean, this woman and Sonya, she was because she really, she did the same thing Nesto did when she was talking crap about Dre. She kind of like was starting to stand up for her sister, and then she backed down. But it sounded to me like she wasn't discounting what her sister was saying. She's just like, yeah. She was sitting there thinking, especially now that Shirley left, the money gone. Because I'm sure in her mind she was sitting here thinking, like, well, damn, he really does not have anything. Nobody is around. Nobody is willing to step up and help. I mean, nobody's wants to come. I mean, if he was this good guy out here, he helped me. I'm coming up here and I'm helping all these people. I know she's crazy, but still. But I do believe there was a twinge in her mind of like, well, maybe my sister is right, but for whatever reason,
She know her sister, right? Good night, Allison. Thank you for being here. We're getting ready to wrap it up in a few
hmm
minutes. But
but
go ahead and
but
finish.
yeah, for whatever reason, she still stuck around because she wasn't really like quite sure the Shirley connection was gonna be over with. Um, she probably she didn't really want it to be like them to be connected, but she still wanted the connection to Shirley Strawberry. She wanted the kudos and the props of being able to say she stole Shirley Strawberry's husband. And hold on, go ahead and talk. I'm about to choke. Hold on.
Okay. Well, she wanted that connection. She wanted Shirley to continue to fund the adventures of her and Buckwheat. Okay. And so, and like Vicky said, she wanted the fame and the notoriety, and she got her little 5 minutes of fame on social media. And because her daughter and her sister, and let's not forget her mom is semi-famous because her mom is a singer. So she just it's like cutting corners. She wanted fame.
Hmm.
She wanted fame the fast way, and
Yeah,
without doing the work. Is basically what she wanted.
like her and Nestor were the same.
Yes.
He
You
wanted money
okay?
the fast way. I'm good. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm drinking something with chia seeds in it, and it
Oh,
went down the
okay.
wrong way.
Oh, hey. Watch out
um,
now, girl.
what? Well, yeah, she just wanted the connection to like Shirley and them. She wanted to just be able to say that she took Shirley's husband, and she's a very jealous-hearted person. Just like him, they're very much they're a lot alike. But Shirley and Sonia are a lot alike too. But was, I think, where she got really pissed off is like, one, he was with Shirley. Period. She's just jealous over
Right.
him being talking to Shirley. Like when
She
they
she
turned.
jealous. She's jealous of his whole entire past, honey. Not just
Hmm.
Shirley. Everybody that crossed this path before she did. She jealous of it.
When she thought like she was cool with cheating with him,
Mm-hmm.
but when
As long as
She
Shirley was funding the bill, yeah.
But when she found out it was more than her, and like she was seeing all these women that he was cheating with, because she thought she was special because he was calling her for 5 minutes a day, and
Mm-hmm.
he came through. But then she realized she's like, oh, that's why like that's why you're not really around me, or that's where you was, like it was
Yeah,
this little things like that.
start putting two and five together.
Right. So yeah,
Especially when she got access to that phone. Y'all know she went through that phone with
I don't
precision, like it
know.
was surgery.
Do we know she got access to it, or did she get access to his cloud, his iCloud?
Is iCloud? I don't know which one she got access to, but you know, whatever she got access to, we know she got access to the Instagram. And remember, she was calling people from the phone. So, and you don't actually have to have a phone to go through the text messages and all the calls and the numbers and stuff. That's just like having a phone. She just didn't have any pictures to go through, but you know, she got all the text messages and all the um emails and you know all of his online stuff. She had access to all of it. So you know,
But
she went through it with precision, like a scalpel.
when they told her stop fiddling with that Instagram, she was defiant and said no, because the bloggers are using it. They're taking pictures of them. We already got what we need, baby. Now,
Right.
are there some videos that I wish I would have captured? Sure.
Bank says she thinks you had the cloud.
I think it was the cloud too, Bank.
Yeah.
But my final thought is just it's just real funny just to see how he like he picks at people. He puts ideas in their head when it comes to like their clothes. He likes to separate people from them. This is the woman that you just wanted to hook up with your best friend Dre. You sitting there bragging about talking about she give good massages. She went and took care of their daddy. Yeah, she come
She
that
gonna rub your feet.
wipe your knee down if you're sick in the bed. And Dre wasn't buying it. Dre's like, I don't trust any of your females anymore.
Mm,
Dre's like,
right.
I'm cool, but this is a woman you were just trying to hook up with Dre, or I can't remember if it was before or after, but they within this 2 month time frame they were trying to hook them up, and yet now because Trisha is saying, are you sure you want to do this? Which is a valid question, because who wants to like sit and
Well, I
fund?
thought it was Tanya.
I'm sorry, was it Tanya?
Was it? I thought it was Tanya was telling her that.
Maybe it was Tanya. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm mixing them up. So it wasn't Trisha that he was trying. It wasn't Tanya that he was trying to hook up with Dre. So
No,
regardless,
no, he was. I thought Tanya was telling. They were talking about Tanya on the call,
yeah.
but
So he was trying to hook Trisha up
with
with
Dre though.
Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mixed them up. But either way, like he's this is her sister. Like nobody's allowed to tell her from her family's allowed to tell her, be careful. Don't are you sure you want to do this? Is this something that you really want? It's
Right.
like they just have to go along with it, and that's truly wholeheartedly believe that's the stuff that he did with Shirley. If like somebody said,
Hmm.
"Oh, I saw Nesto on Bankhead," oh well, really? He told me he was over here. I'll ask him. I'll tell him that you saw him, and then Shirley goes home and tells him, "Oh, so and so said they saw you here. I wasn't there." See
They
them hold them.
lying.
They lying.
They lying on me.
It's just crazy. But
All right.
thank you for inviting me up. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. Though we'll be talking again soon.
Yep. Thank you for coming up. I'm sure Lady T Bug will be back tomorrow night.
Or she's so cute in her dress.
Oh, I hadn't been on her page. I was trying to get this mess together. Um, when are you gonna? Are you gonna go anytime?
Live. I'm not sure. I got to get that anxiety out of the way because Bank
Yeah.
inspired me the other night, and I'm like, I
Hmm.
just need to just do it. So it's
Yes.
it's gonna be this week. I'm not sure which because I want to do a reaction to one of the recent videos, or
Hmm.
maybe an old one because I have some stuff stored up, but I am gonna be releasing some pre-recorded stuff though
Well,
too.
you know we got your back, girl. You know we
I
coming.
know. I'm gonna release some pre-recorded stuff this week for sure, but going live it'll be happening soon, like within this week. I promise you. I promise you. So I just got to get that out of the way.
Okay, that's good because
I,
you need to get
I
back on the stick.
I know. I need to get back on that pogo stick. All right,
Yes,
girl.
ma'am.
Thank you, and good night. Okay.
All right, we'll see you later. And thank you
All
for
right.
coming up.
You're welcome. Good night, Shirley. See you in the chat.
And thank you, Shelley C, for coming up. And thank everybody for coming out. And thank you guys for sticking out with me, hanging out with me tonight, because I know it was kind of a long live, long. But it's been fun, and I wanted to end it, but we had so much to talk about, and they always such characters. But I hope each and every last one of you had a good time today. Hopefully you were able um, to take some time off and enjoy yourself today. I know you guys have to work the rest of the week, but guess what? It's going to be a short work week. So that's the great thing about holidays. So I'll see you guys. I'm going to do my political show. I think it's tomorrow night. I'm going to be back on again tomorrow night. And we coming back on Saturday night on Off the Record. So we'll still be talking about Harvey and different other things that's going on in the national news. But you guys have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow night. If you guys, I'm going to try to stream it again on my channel. We're trying to work out the kinks, and we're trying to set up a whole nother channel for it. So we're going to try to get everything together, and you guys have a great night, and good night, everybody. Oh, yeah, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed to the channel. But let me just leave y'all with this. I can't help myself, y'all. I just can't. I love that video.
Join the channel, it's what you need. True crime stories, secrets they'll feed. Say that gossip and political heat. I said what I said, bring to me. Truth comes, but we're never late, yeah. Diamond stories, it's our fate. Oh no, welcome to a place where voices speak. Tune in now, indulge every week. Who's in the spotlight, who took the fall? We got the scoops, we cover it all. From high society to those who recall. I said when I said stories that will sprawl, yeah. Truth turns why we're never late. Oh, no stone unturned, we're here to